Deep in the dark, I felt the fire flicker, ignite the flame and give us life. My cursed mark, and hollow heart grows sicker, out of the shadow cometh light. Kill me, I'd like to see you try. You take my life, I fail to die. The fires fade, now close your eyes and sing my undead lullaby. The night will fall and swallow light to fill my dark hollow inside, and yet my death is all but nigh. Sing my undead lullaby. Keep the fire bright, I can see your breath as the cold creeps in. You are beyond death. Take a leap of faith, unless you're scared to try. Now brace yourself for me and prepare to die. In a barren land where the dead will walk and the dragons fly. Blood across the sand, good intentions crumble as the demons rise. Welcome to my own hell, a place I know well, there's nothing like. Hope you came prepared, because this is where angels come to die. Blood stains of the fallen plague this trail you're walking. A warning to be hearkened. Eyes of fate are always watching. Desecrated grave forgotten. Seed of evil in the garden. Rise up from your coffin. Submit yourself unto the darkness. Darkness is falling. Grim Reaper's calling. Shadows are coming to life. I must rekindle embers that dwindle. Ashes and cinder will arise.
Hello, and welcome to the Curse of Strahd. I am your Lord Keeper for the afternoon, the one and only Dr. Crow. And I would like to welcome my good friends, Blue, playing the lovely Miss Daisy.
Hello.
Amishman playing Gerald Barrington. Didn't hear a word of that if you said something. Nick Brown, the man of renown, playing Matthew Moore.
Hello.
And Hex Harper playing Alexei Borokov.
Hey.
It is wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. But now it is time for my players to meet their final demise. Maybe. Last week in our game, the players have traveled up the Tolkien Pass into the mountains in search of the Amber Temple. Along the way, they got distracted by a guardhouse where they made camp for the night and survived an attack from the monster of the mountain, a gigantic vulture. Finding the Amber Temple, they left their guides outside, taking in the Knights of the Order of the Silver Dragons, a Renard. with them. There inside, they found the Chamberlain of Strahd's personal Chamberlain, Rahadin. Daisy made a brief conversation with him, convincing him to leave. They explored the Amber Temple, fight off its giant amber golems, saw vast amounts of treasures and infinite knowledge and dark gifts tempted to them by the Dark Ones, along with the Caretaker tempting them into this clutch of madness and evil. But strong they stood and withheld from taking such dark, pleasurable gifts, and found what they sought. Within the temple was a miniature model of Castle Ravenloft, and within that was a sword hilt that when Alexei held it up, could feel that there's a presence within the sword, and from it shoots forth a beam of pure sunlight. But on their way out of the temple, they found that Rahadin had slayed their guides and their horses, making the path out of the mountains dark and treacherous. And that is where we begin. Someone's got a fan on their microphone. Thank you. Sorry.
It's the wind from the mountains. What are you talking about?
It's the mountains wind. So, as you progress down the mountain path, being assaulted by the cold, icy wind and the snow from above, you have much to think about and talk?
Well, first, do we want to take Salazar and Yuxpi and bury them, or do we want to try and bring their mutilated bodies back with us to their hometown for their families?
I would say bring whatever important trinkets they have back to their families and just bury them here.
Yes, I don't think the bodies would make the trip untouched.
Either that or we could just feed them to the vulture, but that would not.
Yeah. Is there anything of their possessions we can take back with us, aside from like their weapons, to give to their families?
Nothing of particular note, at least from what you can tell.
I'll take their hats then.
Sorry, Yuxpi, do they have hats?
Sure. They got hats.
They got hats?
Tricorn hats.
Good enough.
All right.
I don't know the style. It's probably just like simple leather caps or something.
Well, yeah, tricorn hats is like 17th century, 18th century.
Yeah, probably not even this far east.
Yeah, so maybe like, I don't know, raccoon hats, like fur hats kind of thing.
Probably like a fur hat, leather. It's just like something to keep the sun off their head. Sun, the cold.
the mist off their heads here in this depressing place.
Yeah, it keeps the sun off their heads in this valley where sunshine hasn't shone in 500 years.
But yeah, we'll grab their hats. Can we bury the bodies, or is this ground too hard because we're on a mountain?
It's all rocky ground. You can bury it in snow.
Well, that doesn't. The snow will melt eventually, and something will get it.
I think it's more of the thought that counts at this one, since we're kind of in a hurry.
Do we just
if we can at least try to get back to the guardhouse before nightfall again.
All right. Yeah, that's probably best. I'm like debating, like, should we just throw their bodies over the mountainside? Would that be more better, since nothing could get them? But nah, that's probably better.
We could always make a funeral pyre.
Is there Is there enough burnable material?
No,
that we could do that with.
No sparse trees grow up this high up. It's too cold.
We got some torches, but yeah, from the temple.
Torches won't be enough. You won't be able to gather enough torches to make a feasible fire.
Yeah, there's a...
Oh, well, if we're that far up, the snow won't melt, so we don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
Put them in the snow.
All right. Bury them in the snow. Blood on the snow. All right. The knight that is with you, he gives a short prayer. It does the holy symbol of the sun shining down upon the bodies.
I'll do the same with my hat off for paying respects to Salazar and Yuxfi. I look back to look up his name. We changed it in the last episode too. His original name was Yuxfi, then we changed it to was it Ingsvi?
Inksy or something.
Yeah, and then we just couldn't keep his name straight.
Didn't we eventually change it to Evan?
I think so. We did.
Poor Tim.
Oh my goodness.
We'll miss
Here
you, Tom.
lies Salazar and Bob. They didn't matter very much.
They were great backup dancers. Were they dancers? I can't remember. Stagehands? I have no idea. They were there.
All right.
Okay.
Roll.
I'm taking my money back though.
Taking it. Okay.
Whatever money I gave them, I'm taking back.
All right. The knight starts charging his way back down the mountain. Just
And I guess we'll follow after he. Does anyone want their crossbows or swords or anything like that?
I'm good.
Daisy, Gerard, do you need their weapons at all?
Well, my crossbow is broken, so I'll take one of theirs.
I think at this point I have proven I'm relatively ineffectual in combat.
Have you tried a sword?
I don't think that's going to change much.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daisy. I know you might not be good with a weapon, but you're made of porcelain, so fist to fist probably is not great either.
Probably not.
give her the dynamite.
How good is your throwing?
20.
No, never mind. No.
But look, guys, I can dance and play the flute. Okay.
What about your teeth? How strong are your teeth? Can you bite?
I don't have a mouth that opens.
Oh no.
She's good with words and she knows the staff. That is plenty of information. Usefulness. So.
Oh yeah, we'll give you the. I forgot, we're giving you the staff later, Daisy, for with the.
Oh right, yeah.
The twig
I could
monster.
technically.
Oh yes, I do speak Romanian.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. She could technically use that.
All right, so real quick, they are armed with bows and arrows. So if you want to take their bows, you can. You got 2 good bows and 40 arrows.
I thought they had a crossbow.
No, it was bow and arrow.
Yeah, I'll take the bows and arrow, because I remember I broke my crossbow very early on.
Yeah, it's hunting bows and arrows.
All right. I guess moving on.
Yeah, to the guardhouse before nightfall.
And that is going to need to be in endurance checks. If I'm getting my stats right now. It's not in. Yep, Constitution. God, why do I keep thinking it's endurance? I know why. It's because I'm thinking Constitution is Dungeons and Dragons, so it has to be something different. It's just
38. I'm good.
A 6. I'm definitely good.
I fail.
those are decent.
That is a 55 out of 70. I'm good.
Where is D10s? There we go.
56 out of 45, if it matters. I fail.
All right. So, Gerard. Oof. The cold is really getting to you. You're starting to feel that frostbite set in. Hypothermia from the cold. Twisted ankle. You take 5 points of damage.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's not looking good for you guys. This is not a great situation to be in.
Ah, crap. Well, I immediately start to, helping Gerard.
I was gonna say, do we have enough stuff on us that we could try to help his frostbite? At least bundle up his feetsies or something?
He's the best thing for him is to get shelter.
Okay.
To
But
the
he can still
guardhouse.
move. It doesn't prevent you from moving anything. It's just you're not in great health.
It's like frostbite setting in that quickly. That is not good.
It is cold. This is cold. It's freaking cold.
What's your health looking like now, Gerard? Because I think he said you had 8 total.
Or from plus a couple since it's been a few days
Yeah,
since we
yeah.
got injured.
yeah, 5 is a lot of damage, especially in Call of
Yeah.
Cthulhu. Like,
You sure that was a sprain at that point?
yeah.
It's not undoable. All right. While we're getting for him to give an answer about where he's at.
To the guardhouse, yep.
So by the time you actually start making it to the guardhouse, night has long since started to set. Sun is behind the mountains. All you're being led by is basically a rope that Renard has tied amongst all of you. It's like a guide rope so we don't get lost, leading the way. And you can just see the guardhouse off, kind of like this dark, looming shape off in the distance. That's when you start to hear flapping noises.
Oh, bugger. Get out my medallion.
Are we sure Medallion's going to work against a giant bird thing?
It kills every living thing except for the amber giants, because they were like object. But everything else, it has decimated.
So far.
So
Renard
far.
looks back at you and goes, "You're sure that's how that works?"
As far as I know, that is how it works.
I was assuming it was things that are enemies of the light. Fallen angel, vampire. That's all it's worked on so far.
Would this thing not be considered an enemy of the light if it's trying to kill us?
Could just be an animal.
It's very large. All right, I'll pull out. All right, I'll put the medallion around my neck still, so that way it's visible. But get the shotgun out as well. If that makes everyone happy.
Like, okay, we might need to pick up the pace. Come here, Gerard. I just immediately scoop him up into more of a piggyback. Just like, nope. We're
All right. So off you guys start heading. That's
pick up
when
the pace. Yeah.
All right. So I need you both, all of you guys, to roll another Constitution.
31, I pass.
90, I do not.
40, I pass.
I fail even harder. That's an 87.
Oh shit.
Damn.
He's being carried, though, if that matters.
Yeah. So Gerard, you don't have to make it. Alexi,
good.
make it with a disadvantage though. See if you are able to keep up with the extra weight you're carrying.
Me?
Yep.
I just rolled the 10s die.
Yeah. Just roll the 10s die.
Okay, that was a 61. I still pass.
All right. So Daisy trips, dragging everybody to a quick stop because of the guide rope. Renard quickly cuts the rope on multiple angles. He yells to you all, "Just go, go!" As he starts to pick up Daisy.
All right, he's picking up Daisy. I guess I'll go to the door and open it for everyone, but I'll stay out just so that way I'll make sure I'm the last one to enter because I got the gun. I got range.
All right.
So if it comes into since I'm holding the double barrel, if it comes into 50 yards, I'm shooting.
And that it does is Alexi, you carry Gerard in.
Yes.
Right, carry Gerard in. Matthew, you are suddenly taken aback as the massive creature lands on the edge of the bridge, blocking Renard and Daisy off from the guardhouse.
back.
Need
Foul beast.
David, Matthew, you both need to roll sanity checks
Oh, yeah.
because this thing, it's massive, 40 feet tall with an 80-foot wingspan as it just blots out the whole area around you.
57. I pass.
All
Do I need to re-roll it again, or just everyone
you
who
haven't
hasn't
seen it. You've seen it. You're fine.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, Daisy.
Oh, I thought they were rolling sanity for me getting knocked off by something.
No, this thing has landed in front of you. So now.
Oh, I see. Okay, 63.
All right.
So
That's
yeah,
bad.
no.
One. Vulture.
Tell you what, you're lucky. Just another one. You lose one.
Yay.
All right, so this thing has landed. Renard pulls out his sword. He's standing over top of Daisy, just sword out both hands. Massive creatures bending down, wings spread out.
Is it in range?
Yeah, I mean, it's right in front of you.
Oh, well, then I'll shoot it twice
All right.
with a shotgun. Shabam. Die, foul beast.
I'm gonna keep running.
Yeah,
I was
keep
like,
going.
is there? While you guys distracted, I'm gonna keep carrying Gerard and just run.
Yeah, I buy the door, keeping it open for you guys to get in. First shot was 22, and then the next shot was 28.
All right, both of those on your gun.
Yep, both are definite hits with the shotgun with the 95.
Roll that damage.
What's it? 1d10 plus 7. 17 plus. Oh wait, yeah, 24 plus 7. What is that? Is that
24 plus 7 is
31?
31.
Okay, so 31 points of damage. Die.
All right, so it flips and turns around looking at you, Matthew. Big vulture thing, kind of doing that big waddle walk they do. As it starts to lean down over you. Daisy, anything you want to do? It's Matthew, do you stand right in front of the guardhouse, by the way, or are you moving anywhere?
Oh, yeah, if it's coming towards me, I'll move back to draw its attention, so I'll move away from it.
You going to just move off closer to the mountainside, or are you going to move back towards where the big old gate was?
I guess I'll move more towards the gate, because I know if they close the gate, it'll turn the thing on fire. So that could give me some cover as well if they close the gate with the winch, and it could also catch that thing on fire. So that's probably where I'd be going.
All right. So Daisy, you can see Matthew kind of leaning that away. What do you want to try to do?
Where is the giant bird in relation to me?
All right, so you're on the bridge.
Okay.
If you remember, there's the big old crumbly bridge. Bird landed on the other side of that bridge between you and the guardhouse where safety would be.
Right.
Matthew was at the door of the guardhouse. He shot the thing, and now he's leading it to the gate that's on the other side of that guardhouse.
Yep, away from you guys, so that way you can get in.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm probably just gonna try to run past it then.
All right. It's going to try to do stealthily or quickly?
Stealthily. So roll stealth.
Yep.
73. So no.
Nope. All right. So Renard is walking with you. Suddenly the vulture looks back down. He is going to make an attack. He gets 1.
Not Renard.
Oh, wow. That was awful. So he comes in, makes a snap. Renard takes that sword of his, just smacks, starts kind of doing wide swings. The creature missed Daisy and Renard, but it is now focused back onto Matthew.
Oh, god darn it. I'm going to shoot it again then.
And what have I been doing in all this? I've just been running.
You're in the guardhouse.
Let's say you're on the second floor of the guardhouse.
Oh, we're out.
You can definitely
I'm
hear
already
everything
there.
that's going on, and you can.
I didn't expect to
just
make
fine.
it. Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a successful on that run check.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Let's see. Well, if I have a second, I'm gonna just quickly roll first aid on Gerard.
All right.
Hell yes, that is a 21 out of 50, so half success.
All right. Oh, I have success. Hey, Gerard, you gained 5 hit points.
Wow.
Hey, that's great.
Just from the first aid?
Yep, let's just put that ankle in a splint, wrap that up. There, you should now be able to stand up without feeling any pain. We'll just scrape off that frostbite later. Don't worry about it.
We'll cut off the toes. He'll be fine.
We'll just
you
light
don't
a fire.
need a pinky toe.
You don't need those.
You're gonna cut what off?
All right, so Gerard can actually do stuff too if he wants.
Sure. How close is that giant bird to us?
So probably about like 10 feet outside the building.
You know what? I just grabbed bow and arrow.
You're going to shoot it through the arrow slits.
Might as well.
All right. So I believe there is a bow stat, actually.
Yeah, I already put it in the inventory. Just got to get to the combat as soon as the computer will load for me. Thank you. All right. Bow and arrow. Nope, that's a miss.
Trying to. How bad was it?
Oh, not total failure, but it was 57 in my bow, and it's 10. So,
All right.
That's why he had guns. He didn't.
Guns. So you don't even know how to knock an arrow, let alone use a bow.
Like this is how you do it, right? Just the arrow. Bloop.
It just gets trapped in the slit as soon as you fire it. Just like crap.
Just bounced around in the wall. Oh, damn. So yeah, you accomplished nothing, Gerard. So Matthew, you're going to shoot the thing again?
Yeah, I'll shoot the thing again. I'm debating if I want to try the medallion, but I guess I know this is working, so I guess I'll keep going with what works. Hey, stupid bird! Look at me! Fight me! Ignore Daisy. She's made of porcelain. 26 for the first one. God damn, these are really good.
Daisy is an animal.
3! Holy shit! Damn.
Oh!
So that is a very, very, very hard success. God damn. Alright, let me do the first attack roll, and then tell me how you want me to do the next one. Alright, so... I'm just not doing medallion, I'm doing shotgun. I rolled all 5d10. Like, no, don't do that. First one is a 14. How do you want me to do with the hard success roll?
All right. So with a hard success, you're supposed to roll the damage die, and then you get your added bonus die, and then you get to roll one of the dice. So shotgun does how much damage? It's like 2d6.
1d10 plus 7.
1d10 plus 7. So you get to roll 2d10s. Plus, you're supposed to have a set bonus die, which I think for lowly humans is like a d4.
Oh, I don't have any bonus die.
All right. So yeah, you get to roll 2d10s instead.
Okay. All right, 2d10s. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 14 is 28, and then add the 7 to that one. So 28 plus 7 is 35.
35. So the thing lets out a loud screech as you like shot it in the head. And you can see it kind of like close one of its eyes, shaking. Big, large black goblets of blood flying out all over the place. As it turns towards you, Matthew, you got his attention.
That's right. Stupid bird. It only took 4 shots to get you to look at me. Half look at me. You lost an eye. Dumb bird, as it moved closer to the gate, hoping that...
So you would be on the other side of the gate at this point now.
Okay. Alexi, I don't even know if Alexi can hear me. Should I, if I yell at him, does he have to roll, like, listen to hear me?
How far is it away?
It's not that far enough away. You don't have to roll listen.
Okay. Alexi, when the bird gets close to the gate, close the gate so the fire comes back up and burns it.
Right. And then I have, on my turn, I run to the controls and try to gauge where it is.
All right. Renard's going to pick you back up, Daisy, and goes, "Come on, miss. We're more than useless out here. Let's get you to safety."
Yes, after you.
No, ma'am. You're more important than me. Go, go.
Oh, all right. So just running on inside then.
All right, so Daisy has made it to safety.
Hooray!
Renard is going to stand by the door. Of course, he can hear Matthew and Alexi both as well, and he's going to stand by the door and like give out the shout now to Alexi.
Okay.
All right, Gerard, anything you want to do?
Actually, this place where we have, it has a portcullis, you said, right?
Cool.
Like a large metal gate?
Yeah, the big, large metal gate. That's what they're doing right now.
Oh, okay, so they're already doing it. Well, I got nothing to do then right now, other than helping Miss Daisy in, so, you know what? One of these has got a hit. Not that one, though.
You shot the bow, kept the arrow.
Yeah, like, it's that thing where you beginner novices smack their knuckles with the rope. It's like, yeah.
Ow.
You scraped it along your arm.
I've had that happen.
Mm-hmm. It hurts. That hurts like hell.
So yeah, basically all like Gerard just whacks the knuckles with the like. That's what he does for his turn.
All right, the big monster bird is going to come charging at you, Matthew, as it sticks its long, spindly neck in after you through the gate.
Oh God!
It's going to make an attack against you.
Can I roll dodge or?
Yeah, you get a dodge.
Dodge.
Dodge. Dodge.
Dodge.
Oh, God.
5. Dodge. Where's my dodge?
Dodge, duck, dove, and dodge.
Please dodge.
36. So that's a success.
Yay! You rolled a 28.
Can I spend luck?
Yes.
So I rolled a 28. So how much luck do I have to spend? I got 55.
Like
8 luck. All right, I got 55 luck, so I can spend that luck. What's 55 minus 8? So math. I know it's my Matthew Moore and my weakness. We both share the same one. Math.
Ironically, Matthew's weakness is math.
Yeah, so I'll spend the luck to make it a success.
All right, so it comes charging in. Basically, you give out a shout as it comes snapping at you.
Yep, now! Kill it!
No!
Pull the lever or whatever. It's just no.
Ooh. So you hear loud creaking, and Matthew, you see this thing just slam down on the creature's neck. And then suddenly, like, gouts of green flame shoot up as you hear loud screeching and hollering. That's going to be, I think, 3d6, not 3, 6, 96 should be good enough damage.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Yeah, you dropped a big iron spiky thing on its neck and then lit it on fire, so.
Fair enough.
All right, so 1, 2, 4.
Oh no.
Oh, bad rolls.
7, 10, 13, 17, 21.
That's really low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Matthew, you see this thing slam on the creature's head. It's going to roll a strength check to see if it gets pinned at the very least. You do see the thing shake its way out, kind of like jamming up the portcullis on its way out, pulling itself through the flames. 3 loud beats of its wings, and it's back up in the air and flying off. It's had enough after that.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I pull out my handy-dandy rifle.
All right.
Think I'm going to let this thing get away? No, sir.
Get our dinner.
Yeah, we need food.
The army needs to eat.
Yep. Your contributions will be most appreciated. Plus, I'm so angry about the 2 huntsmen dying. I don't like that. I'm a little angry about that. 15. Holy cow.
God.
Goddamn. Fucking. I'm keeping these die.
Yeah.
Like, these die have been like my best friends this entire like campaign.
Matthew's the equivalent of like those old pulp hunter characters. You know, he would be played by Sean Connery at this point, as I'm convinced.
Fucking murder machine.
I don't know. Would the 15 count as a hard success? I have no idea.
What's your stat?
95, 47, 19. So yeah, 15.
Yeah. So it should definitely be a hard success.
Okay, so do I roll 46 then?
Yes.
Okay. Since it's 2d6 already, so double it. Right?
Yeah.
Is that how it goes? Double the die?
No, you just add one more d6.
Add more. Alright, so 3d6. Okay. Alright. So.
I'm pretty sure we've done everything wrong, but at this point, we're just homebrewing.
Yeah, that's fine. 8 plus. God, what's 8 plus 4? 11. And then plus another 4, which is 15.
It's more exciting this way.
Yeah.
All right.
So 15 points of damage as I shoot it again.
Shoot it. Unfortunately, that is not going to be enough to kill it as it continues to fly off.
Oh.
Big kaiju monster. Don't you know the rules of kaiju? Little guns don't do jack shit.
I mean, how far is it? Is it still range? I have 110 range with the rifle.
All right, you can get one more shot in.
Oh. Bye.
I'll lift the portcullis back up so Nick can get back in.
Oh, thank you. I want this thing to die. 27.
Another hit.
God damn. Okay. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 4 is 11 again. Or not again, but 11 more points of damage.
11 more points. Still flying off.
Bugger. This thing doesn't die.
It's a toughie.
I don't think it was supposed to.
No, it can. It absolutely can.
Or at least not in this system. No.
Well, you know, for some reason, this system also has stats for the Elder Gods, so they can die.
I mean, has anyone here seen Underwater? The horror movie?
Yeah.
You've seen it with Christian Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Nope.
could kill. Oh wait. Oh, you haven't. Oh, then I won't spoil it. Never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut.
It basically is Call of Cthulhu. It is like the short story, basically.
Oh, don't spoil it.
Okay.
It's a twist. That was like it's a twist that it's Cthulhu. But yeah.
That movie came out like 7 years ago, dude.
No, Underwater just came out last year.
Oh, last year. What am I thinking of then?
What are you
Shape
thinking
of Water?
No, not
I
The
don't
Shape of Water.
Yeah, Underwater. With Christian Stewart, the chick from Twilight.
She's done things.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't bring up those vampires, all right? So, Matthew, you watch this thing flying off. It's obviously incredibly badly wounded. But Daisy and the rest of the family is safe.
That's at least they're safe. That's more important. But yeah, definitely wanted this thing to die. They'll die from lead poisoning. It's fine.
It had to have gotten a
Take a
major
while.
injury from that.
I mean, it lost an eye, so if anything, there's a bullet somewhere in its eye, so it'll probably die of lead poisoning if it doesn't heal properly. So it's safe to say this thing will probably die at some point in its life, sooner rather than later.
Yes, most things do.
Well, I mean, I don't think it can heal itself. Like, how are you gonna heal bullet wounds unless someone's like taming the bird and healing it? Or if it's just a wild animal, it's most certainly gonna die. Regardless, I come back to the tower.
All right. Bernard gives you a solid slap on the back and goes, that was a spout of bravery, boy.
Oh, thank you. I say as realizing he hasn't seen me do any of the other crazy stuff beforehand. It was nothing. It was most certainly nothing, but thank you regardless. Is everyone okay?
Doesn't Gerard need like a medicine check after a first aid just to keep the regained hit points after like an hour before an hour passes or something like that?
No, that's just to get
No, medicine can do more healing though. I do have
Yeah.
medicine, so
Yes.
if you want, I can try.
Make sure. I just want to
Uh,
make sure nothing bad happens.
So I got a 100.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I think, right? Double zeros is 100.
Yeah, that's 100.
Yeah,
That's
That's
100.
yeah. I'm sorry, Gerard.
Gerard, you take 3 points of damage.
I roll in. I just like, oh crap, stop the bleeding. And I didn't really help by much. I got like I got a 52
I'll
out of 50. Like,
I'll-
no shit, I'm not helping.
I'll try some first aid. I got 60 in that. No, that's an 82. Hell no. My first bad roll.
All right, so Parrington, you're not going to die, but their attempts to help you has made it worse.
What I
At
learned
this
in the
point,
army-
I'm shoving them away. Like, enough.
I want everybody to roll a spot listen check.
or just listen.
A listen check?
Listen, yes.
Nope.
Nope.
Hell no. It's a 90. Holy crap! Now I'm losing my roll.
I got an
Right.
extreme success. 11.
Yay!
11. And what did you get, Daisy?
I didn't get it. I got a 63.
All right, so Gerard, when you push everybody off, you go, get off me. Stop. You're not helping. The bleeding is not stopping. It's just a little scratch. All right. That's when there's a fireplace up in these rooms. That's when you hear crackle coming from them, and you see little bits of debris falling down them. And then a face pop in as a human creature person. Spider crawls in, fangs bared and claws about ready to jump at you. You are not taken by surprise by the vampire. You do got time to shout a warning.
I'm immediately pointing out the creature, like, what the hell is that?
Sanities.
Vampires. Is this the same a vampire?
Yeah, it is absolutely a vampire.
I rolled a
Vampire spawn.
1.
How?
I am completely unfazed.
Yeah. Okay. I'll roll. I'm just curious. How many vampires do we need to see? Because we've seen like 3 now, I think. 1, 2, 3.
6 of these things.
We need to see 6 of these things. Wow.
Yeah, so I failed it.
40. I succeeded.
Daisy, you should be fine.
Oh,
Matt, melt it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
You've been
they,
in Castle Ravenloft for almost half this game, so well, a good third of it at this point. We
Yeah.
spent
it's like you've seen Strahd more too.
All right, Matthew, did you succeed or fail?
Oh, I succeeded.
All
40.
right, and Gerard?
Succeed on the what roll? I'm sorry.
Sandy, because you're looking
Oh, right.
at a vampire.
1 second. Hey, hard success. I think that's the first one I've made in some time now.
All right, so none of you suffer any loss of sanity from the vampire spawn. So we get to go first, which I think, according to my list, Matthew, you're the first one to go.
Okay. Medallion. Die, spawn of Strahd. Die.
All right, up it goes. Vampire goes and explodes.
Oh, you don't need me to roll?
No, that thing does like 50 points of damage straight up. So
Oh, God. I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah,
All right.
that thing is disastrous to his vampire spawn.
Okay, I will write that down so that way I remember that. 50 points to damage of just vampires?
To vampires, yeah.
Points to vampires without rolling. Okay.
Officially, it's supposed to say 50 points to unholy. So
Oh, to unholy. Okay. So I guess I'll write that down to unholy, but I won't know that. I mean, I could suspect with the fallen angel, but I want to know that, so I'll just role play as I don't know it. But anyways, yeah. All right. Wow. All right. I ain't dealing with this shit tonight. We are sleeping soundly, ladies and gentlemen, or lady. I took the medallion back away. Is there anything else up there?
you take a good look. Who's going to stick their head in the fireplace?
Just microwave the chimney.
I'm just gonna stick the
So you just stick your hand in there first.
just the medallion first, like shake it around, like, hey, any vampires? I got gold. Oh wait, that's leprechauns. Shit.
That's leprechauns. No, nothing else happens.
Just walk up the stairs then, or is it a ladder?
There's a ladder up to the roof. There's stairs up to the second floor. Then there's the first floor with the door, which you guys are on the second floor.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't invite anyone in here, so bugger off, vampires. Be gone.
That's a good point. How did it get in?
It was probably already in here before we got in.
I see.
It climbed in the chimney.
And got in through the furnace, the fire place, yeah.
Bernard, first thing he does, just very silently, looks around and goes, does anybody have a way to start a fire?
Wait, wasn't the fire already going?
No.
In the campfire? Oh no, it was just...
No, we hadn't done that yet.
Well, you guys have been lighting dynamite, so clearly you have like a tinderbox or something on you.
A match.
Yep, we do have a match.
Yep, so he does get a fire going in the fireplace. Gets one on the first floor as well. We should just make sure he doesn't have any friends. Give us a bit of a warning if it decides to... Another one or whatever else tries to come down the chimney.
Matthew Moore looking at the dust like, I think we'll be fine. I guess maybe I'll go to the roof and just shake the medallion a little bit around up there with my hand, see if anything happens. Oh,
you actually climb up the roof, pop the thing open?
should
I was going to until you said it like that.
Yeah, no, I was like, you say it like that. I guess, does anyone want to accompany me before I go do this then? Since I've already said it before he said how he... Because I feel bad if I go rescind what
I'll help. Yeah. I'll come with you.
Yeah, I feel bad if I go back on what I just was planning to do, just because how Crow said it. But any more vampires up there, be gone. We don't want you in our home.
All right.
Am I going about this right, Alexi? I have no idea.
As long as you don't invite them in, you're fine.
All right. I guess I'll slowly open it up with the medallion in front of me, just so in case anything tries to jump at me.
You do hear skittering on the other side of where the trapdoor would be, as if something was running off.
Oh shit! I quickly open it then to put the medallion against it so it dies.
Now let's see if it manages to get off the tower before you popped up all the way. Oh, fuck that thing. It rolled a 99.
Oh.
So you come up and you see like this creature's like trying to jump over the side, medallion, it just explodes.
Slip, crash, dust fall. No.
All right. You want me to roll, was it spot hidden to make sure there's nothing else up there? Or
yeah, spot hitting will do.
As soon as he does, I do the same.
Yeah, 91, I have no idea.
Nope, I don't know either. I rolled an 80.
I think we're in the clear. After seeing that thing die, I just closed the trapdoor. Like, I think we're in the clear, but we'll lock this just in case. Yeah. Is there a latch on the trapdoor?
Yeah, there's a big latch.
Okay.
Flip that bad boy around.
Yep, but yeah, one less vampire to deal with. That went well. As we come back down, and I guess we'll yeah, there's one more vampire on the roof, but it's dead for sure. Yeah, so night everyone. I said as I just twirled the medallion and humming to myself like, yeah.
Don't get cocky now.
No.
Exactly when soldiers get killed.
I'm Matthew Moore, good sir. No, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I know, but it's the little things in life, Reynold, that you have to enjoy sometimes. And considering how many vampire spawn were left in Vallaki, 2, weren't there?
It was
At least 2.
There were 2 left behind. You killed one, and you weren't able to find the other one.
The other 2, yeah. So maybe these were the 2 that came from Vallaki, followed us here. We're not too far off from Vallaki since we were on that hill earlier, or yesterday in this world. So yeah. So it could have come from Vallaki for all we know. So we might have just saved the town again. Well, I guess save is relative. We did blow up one of the houses, but you know.
I don't think anyone really liked those people.
They were a cult. It's who's gonna miss a cult?
Bernard goes, so what did you all get from the tower anyway? From the temple? What is this thing?
I think it was me that still had it, so I pull out the sword hilt, and this is God, it wasn't Siegfried, it was
Seagard.
Okay, it was Seagard. Sergey. There we go. It was Sergey's sword.
Sergey's sword, from what I remember the tale, is supposed to have a crystal blade.
I just hand it over to him and like give it a swing.
He takes the sword, he holds it, and he goes, there seems to be a presence in the hilt.
Yeah, I found that kind of odd too.
He takes it, the beam of light forms the blade. So just like lightsaber power up. And he takes it, he gives it a few good swings and goes, it's lighter than a normal sword. But it's made of sunlight, it looks like. Seems like a weapon made to kill vampires.
And that's, well, works for us.
He gives the hilt back to you and goes, I would suggest taking that to that vampire hunter that you're friends with.
Yeah. If anyone else, he's better than sword than the rest of us.
And I'm like, I got my trinket. I don't need another. He seems pretty good with a sword too, despite his age. He also has more experience than any of us on killing vampires, so. When I guess that should be what's our next plan of action here?
Sleep. I was like, spend the night here and get off this mountain for starters. Probably check back in with everyone else, see if Esmeralda came back with word about the werewolves and whatnot, and form a plan of action from there.
Yes, that sounds good to me.
All right. I'm all for that plan. Reynold, your thoughts?
Well, it seems that we have all the stuff we need to fulfill her prophecy, I guess.
Man, you're bad static. Did your microphone get wet, dude?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, you got some bad static on my end, at least.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's not plugged in all the way or something.
So you guys are going to take a nap, sleep for the night.
Yeah. What does Renaud think about all this?
Bernard?
Yeah.
Renaud? He is uncertain. Having a shot at killing the vampire Lord Strahd is good work to help free the people of Loki. He doesn't know, and having like 2 weapons that produce sunlight is very good, but he seems fairly unenthusiastic.
Reynard, what would it take to convince you that this is feasible, that we can actually do this? What is it, if you were in our positions, would do?
I also show him the blueprints to Castle Ravenloft.
He takes a look over the long blueprints. He's going to look at you, Matthew, and go, "This is the second time a mob army has been raised up against Strahd within the last 5 years."
Yes, I've heard. It didn't end too well for the wizard and his army, but did he have all the tools needed to defeat Strahd?
He did not have all of these tools.
So our chances look better.
Marketably. I don't know. This all seems so convenient. Why do these weapons and tools appear now? Why hasn't anybody found them within the last 500 years?
That's a good point. It could be the gypsies have something to do with it. This Madam
Eva,
because the items, the medallion, appeared before, right in front of her eyes, or at least it was under her nose, and she did not know about it until Gerard found it. So it could be her reading the fortune has summoned these items, and plus there's the fact that this Irene is a possible reincarnation of Tatiana, which also seems very convenient. Her reappearing could have summoned the forces of good, or, well, I know for sure there's a god of light somewhere since he's powering the medallion, so could be the god of light has brought us all here together for this very purpose, to defeat Strahd once and for all.
the way I see it is like this. The first thing is that these outsiders destined to fight Strahd come in. That's nothing new. There's always been outsiders coming in through the mist to fight Strahd, either for his pleasure or accident.
Well, we definitely had no intention of fighting Strahd until it was revealed that Strahd was our enemy, so there's that.
But these heroes never go off to try to find these items, or failed in finding them. But if Madame Eva has done this reading multiple times, why hasn't she gotten them herself if she wants Strahd gone?
Would you move against Strahd so directly, especially if you already had an alliance with them from the past? Perhaps not herself, but her lineage, her bloodline, the Vistani?
No, I can't say that I would.
So perhaps this is her way of helping, or at least giving others the chance to help others, because she cannot directly get involved unless she would be discovered and incur the wrath of Strahd. Sort of playing both sides of the fence, and then I looked today's. Didn't the Vistani help you hide away when Rahadin showed up?
I believe again it was more Madame Eva directly. The man who gave us the horses didn't seem like he wanted us to think it was him at the very least.
Needless to say that I'm not exactly trusting of the situation.
I don't think any of us are trusting of the situation, but given the hand that we've been dealt, we've been playing it the best we can.
Everyone in this valley is trapped here until something is done, so it doesn't matter much if you trust a situation if it's the only hand you can play.
I'm just afraid that the dealer has stacked in favor of one other player.
That being Strahd?
Correct.
Well, he's been around longer than any of us. He's been gathering cards for many years.
In either case, having a hand is useless if you don't know how to use the cards. So he starts laying out the blueprints and goes, this is what I'm seeing so far. There's no secret passages into Castle Ravenloft. It's not designed for that idea. The only way into Castle Ravenloft is through this one drawbridge, which undoubtedly when a mob starts coming in, Strahd will have lifted up, leaving us with a 100-foot wide gap with a 1,000-foot drop.
Maybe not. I know
Listen
the
to you.
groundskeeper. Strahd isn't particularly talkative with his servants, so he may not know that I'm no longer exactly welcome in the castle. If that's the case, perhaps I could sneak in, or, well, get let in by the groundskeeper, hide myself away, and lower the drawbridge when I see you all coming.
He gives a nod. That would be useful.
If the drawbridge can be destroyed, if the mechanism for the drawbridge can be destroyed while it's still down, he cannot pull it back up.
That's true, or even simply jammed. I might not be good at combat, but if I could just find a large enough branch, stick, rake, anything to jam inside the mechanism.
So perhaps we don't move our forces until we get this drawbridge solved, or at least put in place, and then when that happens, we can give a signal for the army to start moving.
There's also the question of when does Daisy move in, and then when do we follow?
That's another timing will have to be on our side, and then there's another issue that is, even though Strahd may not talk to his servants, he does talk to, from what I understand, this Rahadin fellow.
Well, evidently not recently, since Rahadin did not know that I was being disobedient, shall we say.
And does he talk to his servants that much, this Rahadin?
Not from what I observed. Enough to give orders, but not much more.
I guess my worry is if he's alerted to, I guess, your quote-unquote failure of killing us in the temple, he could start to suspect something. So if he gets to the castle and Strahd either tells him or he knows by that point that you're no longer with them, he could alert the servants, even though if Strahd doesn't talk to the servants. I guess that's my worry is this Rahadin dude, because he's seen you recently.
And that leads us into the other portion of dealing with the Strahd's forces. Once inside the castle, we're going to have to deal with a host of undead. Vampires, skeletons, ghouls, specters, wraiths. Unleashing a mob of half-trained peasants into the halls of Castle Ravenloft is going to kill more of them than really accomplish anything.
Oh, we got 20 knights, 10 well-trained men, 1 baron, 28 twig soldiers, and 36 commoners. So where else could we gather then forces to maybe combat this? Although I do have we could ask the wine people, since they make alcohol and whatnot, to perhaps maybe make some flaming barrels we can throw upon these foul creatures. Not the wine, but like the stuff they use to make wine.
I'm not sure how well it would work on ghosts.
I don't know about ghosts, but skeletons or zombies or ghouls, that might be a little bit more effective.
If what that amulet does is produce light that burns these things, could it be reflected through, say, a magnifying glass?
Or several mirrors?
I have no idea.
It's worth testing.
Although they probably wouldn't work on vampires though, and that means because vampires don't cast shadows and mirrors.
Well, but they're
Well, you would just be
still-
reflecting the light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the light hits them.
Okay.
So that leaves us with one, potentially two, looking at Alexei, sources of sunlight to bring into the castle with us. Which both of those things will probably need to be brought up against Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
Which raises the question, will they work against Rahadin?
Why would they not?
He's not human. He's not a vampire. He's not undead. He's not unholy.
Are you saying he's immortal?
He is Fey, an elf.
An elf. There are
Something of
elves
that
now.
sort.
Okay.
Fey, elf, fairy. The words are sort of fluid.
We did see him swallow a toad, which I guess he serves a cult or something. I don't know.
There are the Fey just south of Lucky. Perhaps you should talk to them about weaknesses. Something that we can bring against Rahadin.
That's true. If Rahadin helped in the war before with deposing an elf king, then they can't be very happy with him.
Dynamite would probably just cause too much collateral damage to everyone else if we just threw it at him. So yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, dynamite. It might be used more so for maybe even getting through the castle with our forces at this point. If they'll get in the way of fighting Strahd or Rahadin, if depending on the close quarters or where everyone's at. But I'd rather have some sticks left to use against Strahd if we can.
Yeah.
But if we also need to use them to get in the castle, then I think that might take precedent.
What about the crypt? Because I remember the prophecy mentioning the crypt in Castle Ravenloft.
The crypt of the
That would
father.
be where we faced him.
Where is that?
The crypt, very, very bottom of the castle, underneath the main floor.
Was there like an entrance that was that could have been blocked up, or? Because if we'll need to blow a hole in the wall or something to get to the entrance to the crypt, we'll have to keep one for that.
So the crypt, the dungeon in the catacombs, way, way down deep below the castle. Definitely from the first floor, there's a giant spiraling staircase that should take you all the way down, as well as a number of secret passages that you're seeing down to the below. You do see like something that's seems to be some sort of trap door that dumps you into a prison cell.
Okay, not that one.
Yeah. As well, once you actually get into the castle itself, into the crypts themselves, there are over 39 different crypts, small crypts for nobles. There is an area labeled the Master's Crypt, which you assume that might be meant for Strahd when he died. There's a one called the Brothers Crypt. And then there's another one called the Lineage Crypt. And it's marked with a much larger grand scale section, which you may assume might have been meant for Strahd's parents, his father and his mother.
And Rahadin did say that fighting near his father's crypt would put him off edge or off balance. Or, not Rahadin, Van Richten.
So we know which one to go to.
Yeah. I suppose so. Now that, yeah, having this map is very handy indeed. Where, look right now, where else can we find more forces, do you think?
If we can get the werewolves on our side, that would be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Conscript from the village of Barovia. Otherwise, whatever conscripts we get from Vallaki, that's going to be it.
Like, once we get past the drawbridge, there's pretty much a giant garden there, right? I'm just trying to think of stuff we could possibly do, because we have that nice little green gem. If, there was we charge our way into the garden, bury that in the middle, we could protect our forces by just warding off a massive section of it, and swap people out when necessary as they're just sticking their swords out.
I could even bury it before I jam the drawbridge. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Looking at the map, there is a chapel in the castle.
A good place to fall back on. Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Strahd has ever visited or no longer visits, because
Or desecrated the chapel.
Would I know? Have I been in there?
No, you had not been in the chapel. It's one of the few places in the castle you had not explored.
Okay.
Has she seen it though?
Probably in passing, not enough to actually look at it. It's basic, classic Gothic medieval chapel.
Okay, as long as it doesn't look like it was
windows
crashed from the outside, then yeah.
Yeah. As you're all looking over these maps, it's very obvious Castle Ravenloft is this big, sprawling, confusing mess of a maze. It's not meant to be taken over.
No, this is more so to keep the forces of Strahd at bay while we deal with the man himself, so that way we're not injured or wounded when we confront him. We're at full health.
As long as we have enough to, hold them off while
hopefully a lot more people come and help us too. That's another.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Alden's talking over these all, and then he kind of looks at you, Matthew, and goes, "Now you understand why I'm not so enthusiastic or positive on the outlook."
I mean, these are difficulties, but difficulties can be overcome. That's just what life is. It gives you challenges, impossible as they may seem, but it is sometimes our job, if not our duty, to overcome them.
Are the people going to be willing to overcome their fear? Why? Remember, these people still believe Strahd as their lord. Despise him or not.
I think you can leave that part to me. I can be quite persuasive when I want to be.
Not to mention, many people have already decided to join us.
Very well. In any case, you should talk these plans over with the generals when we get back.
Yes, absolutely.
With that, he goes back up to he goes off to his lone little corner to get some sleep.
I suggest we probably should do the same. It's been a night, and we lost 2 of our own today.
I turn in if nothing else happens.
Yeah.
Yep, same.
Unless anyone has anything to say.
Anything from Barrington?
Sorry.
No. All right. While you take your sleep, far off in the distance, Castle Ravenloft looms over the valley. Strahd, sitting within a chair, looking out over his domain, slowly sipping a cup of dark red liquid. As Rahadin approaches him and bows before him. Speak. The maid Daisy, this automaton, has for sure betrayed you, my lord. As was expected. I also believe that they have a powerful amulet that they plan to use to destroy you. The icon of Ravenkind has reared its face again. They're building an army in Vallaki. I am aware. It will be nothing, as it has been before, and has it been before that. The people will learn that I am their lord again. Sir, are you... These strangers that come to our lands, they are growing more powerful with their weapons. Are you sure you will be able to withstand these ones? The man has always been good at killing man. But I am not man. Not anymore. Man has forgotten the ancient, powerful artifacts. Strahd stands up, walking through the castle. The castle is mine. The land is mine. I am the land. I am the castle. And he looks upon something glowing bright, dark red. And I will not fall easy. In the morning, you're all awakened by the sound of a cawing. A raven perched upon the silt of one of these arrow slits, watching you all as you sleep. Gives another call again, announcing the rising of the sun, and seems to be waiting for you all to start moving.
Good morning, little bird.
Well, presence of a raven is a good morning indeed.
Yeah, it's a good omen. I wish I didn't do it so early in the morning.
It's good that it did. We have a long way to go.
And we have no horses.
We'll be passing by the Wizards of Wine winery by mid-afternoon. Perhaps we can get some horses then.
Whoa.
Or at least a ride.
That's...
Sounds good.
Yeah. I thought they were between Vallaki and Carez.
Yes, we are south of that location.
Oh, we're south of... Oh, okay. I got my map confused. Never mind.
So Roland, he gets himself all situated. He's cooked up some bacon for everybody. And he starts leading the way again. As you guys travel, I want you all to make a spot hidden.
That is a no.
Success.
Yay!
Also success. Hooray.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Because no.
All right. Daisy and Barrington, as you're all walking through the day, about maybe like 4 or 5 hours after you set off for the morning, you can definitely tell there's people following you. Maybe 2 of them.
More, Alexi. We got company.
Where
I
at?
mean, swivel around to face them.
How far away from us are they?
They're probably staying back about 200, 250 feet.
Well, that's in range if they want to get shot, I suppose. But should we just continue on, or do you want to try and talk to them?
Is there a way to kind of tell if we can identify if they look like they have hostile intentions or not?
Not without seeing them directly. You're just pretty much aware that there's been 2 people following you, but they're staying hidden.
When do you reckon they started following us?
No, not long ago. Let us keep going ahead for now and just keep an eye out.
All right.
Right. And as you guys take off again, these 2 figures way off in the distance start to follow you again, sticking to the trees, keeping those between them and you as much as possible. Yeah.
If they were interested in being hostile, they've had plenty of opportunities.
Not necessarily.
We outnumbered them.
For
They
now.
could just wait until we sleep.
Not necessarily either. They could just be watching us to make sure we're going down the right path for an ambush.
You'll get a soft call from above. This raven watching behind as well.
Well, is the raven going towards them or
Away.
away? So I guess, all right. So if the raven says keep going away, then I guess we keep going away.
Follow that bird.
Yep. Bird hasn't led us astray so far.
All right. As you guys approach the crossroad that would branch off to the Wizards of Wine Winery, it's being about late afternoon. The two figures depart and start running off deeper into the woods.
Reynold, where did you say the Fae was again?
South of Valaki.
South of Valaki. Are we south of Valaki or no?
We are southwest of Valaki. The direction those two are running would take them south of Valaki.
Oh man, are they the?
They probably are.
I think we need to double time it now to Valaki.
Follow. Yeah. All right.
You guys
Or
are going
wait.
to try to get horses from the Wizards of Wine.
Yeah, we probably should do that before we start running after them. Do we want all of us to go though, or do we want to send some to the tower to make sure at least they get the blueprints, so they can have plans of their own? We're not.
How far away is the tower from the from Valaki?
You guys will be passing up the crossroad to Valaki, to the tower on your way to Valaki.
Yeah, let's go to the tower first, then we can.
Yep. So wizards, then tower.
All right, so the Wizards of Wine to the tower and into Valaki.
Yep. So yeah, we got horses. And yeah.
All right, so as you guys approach the Wizard of Wine, the cacophony of calls from ravens kind of assault you. There's at least like 30 of these winged animals all over the place.
Do you think the ravens will fight?
Bernard looks at the ravens and goes, having the ravens on our side would be a great boon. Most of the servants of Strahd are superstitious.
Well, that's good to know. Hopefully the ravens join us in the fight. I don't know if negotiations will work with them, but they do seem to be helping us in our quest. They reunited us at one point.
It's funny that a group of them was called an unkindness. Yet they're a good omen.
Are ravens not good omens where you come from?
I'm Vistani, so yes, but I'm just saying
No.
that's what they call it in the outside world.
Yeah, ravens usually are associated with death.
Well, they are carrion eaters, but then again, we live in a world where the dead sometimes get back up.
Yeah, maybe that's why they don't like it. They can't eat their food. The food keeps fighting back. What? I'm being practical.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. That's the most disturbing part about it. That makes sense.
Turns out the ravens aren't so mysterious for us. They just want to eat. They can't eat because they're still moving. It's like, darn it.
As you approach, you hear a call out from the old man as he comes out to greet you. Ah, the outsiders. It is good to see you.
Oh, good to see you once again, my good sir.
How can we be of service?
Think we can hitch a ride somehow? Yeah, we've walked quite a long way.
We
are-
are in need of horses, basically.
Well, you're in luck. We are about to make a shipment to the Blue Water Inn in Valaki. If you want, you can catch a ride.
Absolutely. You mind if we also make a stop along the way?
Absolutely. We can drop you off where you need.
Okay.
Also, we have an order to make. Using, I know the way you make wine and alcohol. Is there anything like flammable you can use to put in barrels?
Alcohol is flammable.
Yes. Can you put some of that in barrels? And I give them the coins and the money I paid to Salazar and Yigsby. I give to them.
He looks at the massive amount of gold you're giving him and go, no, I can't take this for this.
It's quite all right. Trust me.
No, you do not understand. He looks at all of you. He gets aside and goes, we've heard tales of what you've been doing. Raising the army.
Yes.
We've even seen what some of it looks like.
That you have.
Come visit us in the Blue Water Inn when you come back to Valaki. We'll tell you our price then.
Sounds good.
Okay. I hope you have more to offer than just flaming barrels of alcohol. Because that would be nice.
We will see. All right. And with that, he walks back up to this cart that he has loaded up with these two gigantic barrels of wine. These caskets. He points up to the wagon and goes, hop aboard. In about an hour, he drops you off at the crossroad to Van Richten's tower, which is about just like another 10-minute walk right up to the tower. Saved you a lot of time.
Yes, he did.
Hooray!
Yay!
Yay.
So the area on this little peninsula that the tower sits on, jutting out into the lake, it has become this campground. You can hear the crafting of blacksmiths, all these camp followers doing a variety of different tasks. One large portion of the field has been cleared out for troops running drills. The Order of the Silver Dragon doing that. The army has practically doubled since the last time you've been here. And you recognize a number of these men are probably from Valaki.
Doubled. Wow. How many more men do we have now?
Double. It's double.
Double. So double.
But we have a bunch of different things.
Yeah. So to double
The
the entire.
humans have doubled.
The humans. Does that include the well-trained men as well, and the
No.
20 knights?
Yes, the well-trained men have their numbers increased by 30.
Okay.
The knights have not increased themselves, no.
Okay. And then how about barons? Did we get any more barons?
I don't think they have a Baron in Verlaki anymore.
You killed all
Sort
the
of.
Barons.
They all
You
ended
killed
up
off the
dead.
two potential. You picked off the 2 Baron elites.
That could be if it's from Velaki. So, all right, we got 40 well-trained men now. How many commoners? Did that increase?
Yes, that has increased by 500.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Velaki's a big town.
That is more than double.
That is 536 commoners we have now.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah, you got an army.
Holy cow! What about twig soldiers? Did that increase?
No.
Damn it!
I'd be more surprised if it did.
They're reproducing.
Right? You'd be like, guys.
Like someone's just watering them all.
They're asexual. You cut off one part and they grow another like a starfish.
Oh, no. Pollination.
To start planting branches.
Yeah.
They start blooming flowers.
They're now the nice twig monsters. They have flowers. Daisies
And now
grow.
half of them are suffering from spring allergy.
All the archers have spring allergies.
Everyone, our whole army's just sneezing, coughing, and having a fit.
Everything's covered in big white pollen. Bumblebees are everywhere.
The bumblebee army. How many bumblebees do we have now?
1 billion.
A billion. Oh god.
Kill Strahd with 1,000,000 stings.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yay. I am the evil Strahd. Bees! Ah!
Not the
no.
bees.
I love my eyes.
They're in my mouth. So on Van Richten's tower, you can see the variety of different leaders. So there's the Baron of Krez, which I think his name is just Krezkov.
Yeah, one Baron. That's what I have down for
Right.
him.
So you got the Baron Krezkov. Ismark has kind of almost taken up almost a general role as well. Tatiana is up there. Not Tatiana. She's not Tatiana yet. She's Irene.
Not yet.
Yeah.
What?
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 Does she
I don't know
become?
what you're talking about. No.
Does she evolve like a Pokemon?
She levels up like a Super Saiyan. She screams a lot, then she'll turn into Tatiana.
We
Her
should
hair
have been
color will
taking her
change.
with us. She hasn't been getting XP sitting up here.
Give her the sword.
So there's Irene, Van Richten. There's Periwinkle. Guys left him behind.
Has Esmeralda come back?
And Esmeralda is there.
Yay.
Yay.
And they all look up at you guys as you enter. And goes, Van Richten goes, so you're back from the Amber Temple.
Yes, we were very successful at not dying.
Two of
Looks
us
you all
were.
up and down. You didn't touch anything, did you?
Nothing aside from these. I whip out the blueprints and the hilt.
All right. So Sir Godfrey takes the blueprints, lays them out in front of everybody, Ismark and the Baron, both looking over those. Esmeralda hands them a whole bunch of notes of Castle Ravenloft that she's already taken, and they start comparing it with the blueprints and everything. While her and Van Richten both look over the sword hilt itself.
The blade is pure sunlight if you give it a good swing.
So it is a sun sword. It's a very rare, useful weapon against Strahd.
Oh, also that reminds us. Would anyone find any use in these? I know we dropped off some of the stuff we got before, so I pull out the book that we got from the cult, and then the necromancy book. Although I do preface that I prefer that we burn this thing, but if we really, really need it, it's there.
All right. Van Richten picks up both these books, looks them over with Esmeralda. They both have a quick, quiet discussion, pick up both tombs, and chuck them into the fireplace.
What was in that other one?
Vile demonic rituals for summoning.
Oh, okay. Hey, if we don't need him, I don't. That's fine by me.
We do not want to be summoning devils and demons into this world. It has enough problems as it is. Esmeralda kind of gathers you all in as Irene is overlooking the hilt to the sun sword. And Esmeralda says, I have talked to the werewolves. The alpha she-wolf will be arriving tonight to discuss negotiations.
Good.
It's just that simple.
And it's probably whatever she's asked for will not be simple, no. As for what we understand is Strahd seems to be aware that we're building an army. An army of this size is kind of hard to hide.
Yeah.
So we have a limited amount of time before we have to lay strike to Strahd before he strikes us first.
Reynold did bring up an interesting point about possibly consorting with the Fae south of Alaki in order to find some weakness against Rahadin.
Esmeralda gives a quick think and goes, if he is Fae, Iron is a good choice. But perhaps they know his real name, and that would be even better.
What's the deal with the real name?
Knowing a creature's real name is power to the Fae. Such as I would tell you my name, it wouldn't give you any power over me, but the Fae would be able to use that to their advantage. The same goes in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
If we know his real name, we may be able to banish him out of Ravenloft, taking him out of the fight completely, without having to try to kill him.
Sounds good.
Could be a problem later for us, though, if we do get out of this whole mess. He could be waiting for us for a fight later on.
Perhaps not. He does seem to just be working on some sense of loyalty. If the thing he is loyal to is gone, then
he could come for revenge still.
Esmeralda, question. You've been to Castle Ravenloft plenty of times. How do you get in?
I know how to turn myself invisible.
Okay, then.
I'm sorry, what?
Esmeralda turns to look at you, Barrington, and goes, I know magic.
You know, at this point, I'm not even going to question it. Sure.
Can this magic be taught?
Some of it. Turning yourself invisible is a hard trick.
I look to Daisy and like, well, could you perhaps teach Daisy some magic?
the witches did seem to think I could learn.
And the problem with that is that you're not flesh.
Could we just turn Daisy invisible, possibly? Could you, I
might be able to actually do.
I go over what we discussed with Reynold at the Watchtower and everything, and it's possibly if there's any way to make smuggling Daisy in easier, without incident, then by all means.
Esmeralda kind of looks Daisy up and down, thinking, goes, she's not human. She would not be able to cast spells.
She is human.
Oh, I'm sorry?
She is
kind
human.
of. She has a brain.
She does have organs, yes.
Just a brain. But I used to be human. Perhaps that is why I have what the witches referred to as a spark.
You have a conscience. You actually have a soul.
So it would seem.
She thinks this over and goes, I think I might be able to bypass the flesh rule then. You won't be casting spells per se, but you'll be... Think of yourself like a magic object. Able to draw upon the power.
I see.
I will do some study into it and then come back to you on that. See what I can do.
Thank you.
That's when Irene activates the Sun Sword blade. Just...
How is she wielding it?
She's not unfamiliar with the sword, so she's holding it in both hands. But she has her head rested upon the cross blade, the cross guard.
Whoa. It's not, and the blade's not harming her?
No, the blade's not piercing through her. No, she didn't stab herself. Like she's holding it up to her forehead.
Okay.
Not like stab.
Okay.
He's holding it where the blade would go straight up.
Yeah.
Doing like the pose kind of thing before you
Yeah,
go
the
into
pose.
fight.
The salute pose, yeah. She seems to be talking to it.
Are you okay, Irene?
She doesn't respond.
You said there was a consciousness attached to the blade, yes? Do you know whose?
My guess would be its owner.
Yes, then I'm sure they would have a lot to talk about.
But she's not Tatiana, she's Irene.
She didn't seem to remember as much when his ghost tried to talk to her back at the lake.
And she did mention his name then, too.
It's the soul that stays trapped and gets reborn, so she's as much Tatiana as I am the human girl that I was before I was turned into a doll.
What happens to Irene then if Tatiana comes back?
I don't know. Why should anything happen? It's just regaining old memories. Same as what I did, right?
Actually, speaking of, I mean, it's been a while since I removed that part from your head or anything. And how are you doing? How are you feeling? Anything? Do you need anything fixed up or whatever? It's been, yeah, it has been a while, and so, and we've definitely had quite the long trek earlier. So
I remember who I was now, which is strange, but did I get hurt last game, Crow? I can't remember, but I'm at 6 HP.
she got hurt when she had her flashback and got tossed around by spiders. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that was it.
And you don't heal like a normal person at 1 hit point a day.
Right.
So you'll need Alexi to heal you.
Actually, Alexi, I was tossed rather hard by some giant spiders. Do you think you could see to the cracks in my porcelain? Or at least the mechanisms underneath?
I'll see what I can do, and I grab whatever tools they have and just escort her to another room to work privately. Whatnot. At least still keep her some modesty. Come on. Hot damn! That is a 7 out of 70.
Yay!
Damn.
That's really good. That is so
I mean, it's
good.
one of my best skills. So.
All right. I believe we agreed it was like a D6 that you're able to hear it just like medicine.
I guess. Sure. Let me get one. These should be much easier to find. Crap, 2.
It's all right. You have multiple days to work on her if you want.
Yeah. How far, how badly injured are you?
I am now at 8 out of 10, so not that bad.
Okay, not that bad. So I can work on you some more tomorrow.
Thank you, Alexei.
Certainly.
Yeah. You know what is the most interesting thing about remembering, well, my life before?
What might that be? What? Sorry, I was taking a drink.
Oh, sorry. My name actually was Daisy.
Really?
I picked it because, well, there was a man I met as a doll, and he said it was his favorite flower. Anyways, as it so happens, that man was my husband, which is why he said his favorite flowers were daisies.
Oh, so you were married at one point. And now here you are. That's got to be rough for you to remember the life you once had.
Yes, well, it's strange, certainly.
Well, I'm always here if you need repairs or just an ear to listen to. We've we've both been through a lot, so yeah. I can't say that I can't say the past couple days after burying my wife have been easy on me either.
Yes, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for talking, and the offer extends the other way as well. I'm here if you ever need to talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see what the others are up to.
Yes.
So the conversation has gone from they like your idea of sneaking Daisy into the castle to lower the drawbridge, because that seems to be the hardest part about just getting into the castle itself is the hardest part of the siege. You guys the army could sit out in front of Castle Ravenloft and they'll never be able to starve out an undead army that doesn't need to eat.
Yep, that makes sense.
Not to mention our entire army is an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh yeah. So all it would take is Strahd himself lowering the drawbridge once he's gathered up enough vast amount of vampires and whatnot, and just storm the army itself. So getting into the castle is better fighting condition than fighting outside in front of the castle.
What's is Irene/Tatiana? Is she planning on coming with the army inside the castle, or what's her plan?
Ismark goes, absolutely not.
That's what you say, Ismark. But what does Irene/Tatiana say? Since she's conversing with the sword still.
Irene slowly opens her eyes and goes, huh? I'm sorry, I'm doing... She kind of gives a jump when she sees how she's holding the sword.
Are you okay?
I think I am.
What?
She touches her face. Am I crying?
is she crying?
Yeah, she's crying.
Oh, give her my handkerchief, wipe those tears away, I guess. Anyways,
She hands the sword hilt off to Ismark, who takes it, and he seems like he's about to move away before he stops and he's holding the sword looking down at it.
Ismark, are you okay?
It feels like it's in anguish.
Anguish, just because he took the sword away from Irene, or anguish as in...
I don't know. I can just know that it seems sad. That it is in mourning.
Mourning of who? Or for who?
Of Sergei.
Sergei still, even after all these years?
That is his sword,
Richard.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is, well, I guess Tatiana, who didn't they love each other or something? Or am I reading
Tatiana, according to the Tome of Strahd, Tatiana and Sergei were to be married. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, but Strahd found Tatiana within the valley, found her beautiful, invited her up to the castle. But before he could confess his love to her, she met Sergei and they fell in love. And that's how this whole thing got started.
Yeah, and then Strahd killed his brother.
Strahd, not wanting to look like the loser, gave him his blessing, then went insane and killed Sergei on the day of the wedding, drank his blood.
As you do.
As you do, dark cult ritual stuff that you made with dark powers.
Yep, he did. Oh, did we tell him about the mist being a god from Amber Temple? I left for a little bit because of how he's
No, they didn't.
No, we never brought it up, but we can.
That might be a little important. I don't know if we'll bring it up now because of Irene, but yeah. Because that's something we probably should bring up at some point for Van Richten to mull over. But before that, how's Irene looking now that the sword is no longer with her?
She looks normal. She kind of wiped her face clean of the tears. Hands the handkerchief back to you more.
What did the sword say to you? Do you remember?
We didn't say anything to each other.
You were speaking to it.
I was?
Yes, well...
Rather quietly.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps maybe not you, but Tatiana herself? Question mark.
I am not Tatiana.
No, you're not.
Honestly, it would probably be safer to take Irene with us, because if we left her behind, Strahd could easily just leave the castle, go grab her, and we would have no way to be able to stop him.
When Alexi says this, I look to Esmeralda. What is her facial reaction to this proposition?
She is kind of thinking. She's kind of sitting back, is watching everybody. She's looking at Irene with a look of thoughtful planning.
That, oh God, that could potentially work, Alexi. But Irene, what do you want to do?
I want to help. If I can help by fighting Strahd, I can. But if not, I will stay here and help in any way I can. I'm not the best sword fighter. I'm not a strong strategist.
As more importantly, as long as she's at least, not just out by herself while the rest of us are gone. However we decide to deal with that, whether she's in the back lines or in the middle of it all or with us. However, We
Ismark, can you give her the sword back for a moment?
His hand tightens on it.
Ismark, please.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh my goodness, what are my stats? Where's persuasion? Persuade. Okay.
I'll roll one.
19. So that's a good success because my persuade is 70.
All right. He kind of looks down at the sword and goes, I don't want to lose my sister.
That's not our plan. Trust me, we don't. That's the last thing I want. And I am being completely honest about that. I do not want that to happen.
Irene puts a comforting hand on his shoulder and goes, I'm not going anywhere, brother. And he hands the sword over to her.
Does anything happen?
She takes the sword, she looks down at it, almost cradling it. She kind of looks at you more and goes, I feel him in it.
Who do you feel? Sergey?
Yes.
And what does Sergey say we should do?
Sergey says to keep me safe. And that he wishes to bring justice to Strahd.
And if he were here with us, how would he go about doing it? Does he say that?
It's filled with wrath, anger, and hatred. That's not the Sergey I knew.
The Sergey you knew. Am I talking to Irene or am I talking to Tatiana?
My Sergey would never hurt anyone. I don't know why Strahd did what he did. He always seemed like a kind and gentle man.
Because Strahd loved Sergei's beloved. That's why he did it.
He really was a monster.
Yep.
I can assume we're talking to Tatiana now.
And I died.
How?
I threw myself from the cliff.
Your body-
Strahd chased me through the gardens of Ravenloft until we came to the chapel. There, he was covered in Sergei's blood. He confessed his love to me, said that he killed him so that we could be together, and that he would make me mine, and that I would see it his way eventually in time. I took a chair, I smashed out a window and threw myself from it.
Yeah, and your body was never recovered.
No.
Does it lie there still?
No. My physical essence has dusted away long before. I remember mist that was not there before covering me as I closed my eyes. There's a
Tatiana,
lot of mist.
Wait, so if she threw herself from the chapel, odds are Strahd wouldn't have desecrated the chapel at any point because he wouldn't have touched anything that was related to Tatiana in any way. So we could still potentially use the chapel for something.
whether it be, or perhaps maybe that is where we should confront Strahd, the place where...
No, not where we confront Strahd. I'm just thinking in terms of our forces and whatnot, just anywhere to fall back on.
If at any point someone should need a safe harbor, it's certainly worth keeping in mind.
Tatiana, what is it you want to do?
Irene shares many of the skills I had in life. Our personality drove us to walk a similar path. I am not a skilled swordsman. Irene is already better than I am. I'm not a tactician, but what I do know is people. I can encourage them. I can help them. I can make them feel comforted. I work best working with the camp followers, making sure all of that runs smoothly and helping the injured.
Sounds good enough for me. Backline it is.
But Strahd will come for me.
And then what do you suggest? Should you come with us, or should you stay at the tower?
She thinks it over and goes, use me for bait. Ismark has a lot of problems with that.
Ismark, you will calm down yourself. We will get to that. Okay.
Actually, let's see. Periwinkle is part of the prophecy, so if we have Ismark and Periwinkle guarding her, then that actually might turn out okay.
There may be something else too, but we'll get to that when we get to that. If that is your desire, then we shall.
It is not still. That's not Tatiana's call to make.
No, that is Irene's, but if Tatiana and Irene share the same personalities, okay, is there anything else you wish to say on this matter, Tatiana, before you depart for, as of right now, when the Ismark takes the sword? Or someone takes the sword?
Sergei wishes to fight against Strahd. Do not leave the sword in a place where it cannot be used.
Oh no, we totally plan on plunging that thing into Strahd's chest. Or yeah, that's definitely not going to be left out.
Whoever wields the sword, make sure it is somebody who will not feed into Sergei's wrath. Make sure that he understands that it's justice first, not revenge.
For justice, not for revenge. I think I know who would best be able to at least use the sword to deliver the final blow. Before that could be someone else, but someone who could calm the wrath and deliver that final blow. I think I know who that could be, but for now, this is farewell. I suppose then I'll take my jacket off and I'll use it to take the sword away, so I don't feel the anguish or whatnot, or any of the emotions.
Feel it, but it's like muted.
Okay, and then I'll set it down then.
Right. Irene kind of shakes her head, looking up at all of you. It's getting easier to think like her.
And what is it you wish to do now that you know some of what she thinks? She wishes to help by being used as bait to lure Strahd to his death. Is that something you would wish to do, or like to help in that cause? This is your decision, yours alone. We will not.
Give me time to think about it.
As you wish.
Ismark about to make a comment on that. I assume you silence him real quick.
Ismark, no, Ismark. Bad Ismark, back. No, Ismark, this is. You love her. I know you do. She's your sister. I would feel the exact same way, but we have to remember that we each make our own decisions. We have to have a hold on our own destiny. You've been helping her so far, guiding her, helping her, and whatnot. Let her make this one decision.
Ismark kind of looks up at you and goes, takes a deep breath. You all right? I bring no honor to my father acting like this.
You're not dishonoring your father by acting like this, just so you know. You're doing what anyone would do and protecting the ones they love and care about. Just don't feel ashamed.
No.
Or anything like that.
We will allow Irene to have time to think about this plan, Sir Godfrey interjects. For now, we need to move on to another course of action. He kind of motions and 2 guards walk Irene out of the room so she can have her time to think. The next course of action is Vallaki is without a leader. They need a baron.
I nominate Barrington.
Sir Godfrey looks at you.
I nominate Barrington. I don't know. Does anyone?
Does anyone have any objection to that?
Yeah.
Sir Godfrey looks around, and the Baron Ocrez steps forward and goes, the people would be more likely to answer to one of their own. I personally nominate Ismark the Lesser.
Makes sense to me.
Is Ismark? I thought was Ismark Vallaki? I thought he was in the other place, the really crappy one.
His father was the Baron of the village of Barovia.
Oh, okay. That's right. I forgot that. Whoops.
The village of Barovia is also without a leader, but because it's like 7 people, they're not as concerned about it.
Mm-hmm. What does Ismark say to this nomination?
Ismark thinks it over and goes, I actually believe that Barrington would be a better leader than me. But Kreskov is right. The people would be more likely to listen to one of their own.
What if we make it so that way they make Barrington one of their own?
I'm kind of curious as to why you think Barrington is a better choice. I'm not going to object either way. I'm just curious.
Barrington has the charisma, the skill, the leadership. And right now we are in a time of war, and he has the brutality to do what needs to be done.
They may not agree with the people. May not agree, but if you were to give me your blessing, Ismark, then perhaps they would be more open to the idea.
Sir Godfrey is going to speak up again. This also leads into another point of position. Like it or not, Strahd is the rightful ruler of Barovia. We're overthrowing our lord, our king, basically. The people will need a new king to rally behind.
Or queen. Well, I mean, isn't complicated, but isn't when were Sergei and Tatiana, were they married before he died, or
no? They were not married.
They were not married.
Wedding day.
They were gay. They were killed on their wedding day.
Their wedding day. So they weren't linked in matrimony.
Yeah, they were killed on the morning of their wedding day. So before they had their vows.
Yep. So she wasn't okay. So she's not married into the royal bloodline or anything like that.
However, Ismark is going to speak up. However, she was adopted by my father, Ismark the Greater. And our family is very, very old. having bloodlines that run back all the way to old families within the original land Strahd came from.
Have Ismark be Lord then.
If that's what
Barrington can
Ismark-
have a Loki. Ismark can rule over Barovia.
All right.
Is that what Ismark wants? Because if not, the reason I brought up Tatiana is because Irene might not want to be queen either. And if they both don't want to be queen, why not we put someone in place that looks like Tatiana? Looks Daisy. It's like she could be that replacement if truly need to. And she's, as far as we know, she could live for many, many years, long after we're all dead, to make sure that there are no more monsters or ghouls or anything like that. If that's what Daisy's up for too, because that's your choice too. But we're just throwing that suggestion out there.
Matthew, that's sweet, but I do not think anyone will be fooled by an automaton that looks like Tatiana.
Yeah.
No changelings here, but regardless, it's still, I think, the fact that you might outlive us all is, and oversee that the kingdom is replenished and put to right even after we're dead, as many empires have fallen because of poor leadership by the next person.
I would much sooner simply help Irene. After all, she's, as Ismark said, she was adopted into his family. I don't think the people would have any objections to someone from her family sitting on the throne.
Ismark gives a nod. All right, then. All in favor of putting Barrington in as Baron of Vallaki, say aye. Kreskov and Gottfried give their ayes, as well as Ismark. Ismark pulls his sword, motions for Barrington to come kneel before him.
He will do so.
All right. As part of this council, I hereby lord you, Barrington, Baron of Vallaki.
Guess you're finally a lord after all.
He kind of chuckles at that. Funny how things work there.
All right. And that's when Kreskov goes, all in favor of crowning Ismark as king to be, and if he should fall, the crown goes to Tatiana. Irene. That was the DM slip. Right?
Yep, if that's what Irene wants to. We have to make sure that if she's okay with being queen if Ismark should fall. If not, we should definitely get another successor in place just in case.
We will.
Not saying you might die, Ismark, but just if we
No,
always
but-
have.
I'm very well of my mortality.
We'll find Ismark a pretty wife. He can have babies. It'll be fine.
All right. All in favor say aye. Godfrey says aye. Kreskov says aye. Barrington, you get a vote in this.
Aye.
All right. Ismark is now Lord in waiting of Barovia. Long live the king.
Long live the king. I guess speaking of, since Daisy brought up marriage, are you interested in anyone, Ismark? Out of curiosity.
Ismark holds up a hand and goes one thing at a time.
No, hear me out. Since you are actually open for marriage, that could give us more allies.
There's no other noble family within the valley to marry into.
Do we want to recruit 100 swooning women into our army? I'm not sure how well that would work.
What about
Army of Sundaries?
Hear me out.
He could
Hear me
marry
out.
an elf.
There's an elf, but there's still another faction that hasn't put in their lots yet. They are still waiting to see how this plays out. Someone who hasn't been directly helping us, but
Are
indirectly.
you about to ask him to be a furry?
What? No, marry the Vistani.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the werewolves.
Oh no, I might have missed the werewolf part because I had to use the bathroom, so I might have missed what happened with the werewolves. But so you have to get someone else to catch me up on that. But
She hasn't shown up yet. We haven't.
Okay. Well, so that could work too. So, but yeah, that's 3 options: elves, werewolves, or the Vistani. Because the Vistani is a big faction. If they go up against Strahd,
Let's hold on that.
that's
So,
Play
still
Lexi, you
matchmaker
know
later.
that's not going to work. There isn't exactly a royalty among Vistani. If he
Yeah.
wanted to pull anything close to that, he would have basically 2 choices from what you remember. That'd be Madame Eva, and that would be
Totally
you
age
think-
appropriate.
and the other end of the spectrum, which would be a little girl in the Vistani camp south of Loki.
Yeah,
Because
no.
her father is the leader of
Oh, the
that
one we
band.
saved from
So
drowning.
yeah, you got 2 opposite end of the age spectrum.
well,
But you know, medieval societies, these things happen.
that's also true. I mean, the kings used to be like 14 when they would marry, or 12 and married a 14-year-old girl. It's life expectancies were very short for them, especially here in this place. Still,
We can play matchmaker later.
matchmaker later. Okay, I mean, you could marry. Who says you have to marry only one? You can marry multiple, right?
He's more just spits out wine.
I immediately just shut Matthew up. Like, just no.
That's not a very rare thing among the Vistani, though. You know, Lexi, they're very free.
Among the Vistani, sure, but just like, okay, that's gone far enough.
That's enough out of you.
I mean, it's not a bad. Not talk about the marry multiple people, but not a bad idea for a king to.
I clamp my hand tighter.
Still into a faction, yeah. we need more troops. I'm just saying.
Godfrey goes, for a moment there, I thought you were going to be bringing up the Keeper of the Feathers.
Does
Oh,
he need to
right, we
marry
did
someone?
talk to them and whatnot.
Mark,
You
are
know.
you up for marrying a raven?
And he's more just kind of like looks at you and goes, you have no idea what you're talking about, do you?
No.
No, the keeper, the people we met, the tavern and everything.
Mhm.
We gave the feather. Remember, the
Yeah.
wealth of information.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just making a joke with the Ravens since we're talking about earlier with the Ravens wanting to join have the Ravens help us in the fight, joking around like, yeah, marry a Raven.
The Ravens have been spotted around camp, and they have been watching us. We do believe that's why Strahd hasn't sent a massive force of undead at us immediately. Not to mention, when we get to the castle, he's undoubtedly going to use bats, rats, and wolves against us.
Perhaps that's where we should throw the commoners at, something they can actually fight against, or not fight against, but something we'll be less afraid to fight. The bats, the wolves, the animals, while the more experienced soldiers will take on the undead.
We'll actually lay siege to the inner side of the castle. So we need to make an emissary to the Keeper of the Feathers, see what it will take to finally have them join our side in full, rather than just watching from the sidelines to see how this plays out.
We were supposed to, or we were going to meet with the Wizards of Wine and also probably the Keepers as well at the tavern. So I guess we'll be the emissaries there.
We will have to talk to the Vistani, see if we can try to convince them from abandoning Strahd, although that seems unlikely. And
I
then
can
we
give it
maybe
a shot.
Talk to the werewolves.
And wasn't there some unfinished business with the witches at the mill? Or are we just going to leave them alone?
So Godfrey goes, smiking down the witches inside that mill would be very useful, although they have no stake in the matter. Basically, he's flat out admitting they're a side quest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about how are your knights feeling since they're not fighting with the your lord? I forget his name at the top of my head. The dragon dude.
Vladimir.
Vladimir, yeah, he's a dragon, right?
No,
No,
that's
he's not.
Argavost.
That's Argavost. What is Vladimir then? Isn't he?
Vladimir was the leader of the knights themselves.
Was-
Argavost was kind of their guardian spirit.
Okay. Isn't Vladimir possessing something monstrous or?
No, he just believes that slaying Strahd is a bad idea.
Okay.
Because Dead Knight gives him relief. He can't stay here and be tormented with everyone else.
Mm-hmm. I thought Vladimir was possessing the dragon or something like that. Because I know he said if you kill Vladimir, he becomes a revenant, but I'm not sure what he is right now.
Us knights are doomed to walk the earth forever.
Yeah.
At least until Strahd is slain.
But yeah, how are your knights since you're going against like what Vladimir's preaching? How like I assume that's all the knights are with us, right? The
majority of them are.
The
There's
majority.
a small minority that stayed with Vladimir.
Okay.
But as far as we know, they have not told him about the gathering army either.
Will he find out? And if he does, what will he do?
I will take him on in one-on-one combat.
Oh. Okay. But then we could potentially lose you, which I don't want that to happen. Because if we lose you, we lose the knights. I guess that's my worry is that will the knight stay regardless of Vladimir's if he finds out or tries to interrupt anything?
If I'm unable to stop Vladimir, if he tries to interrupt, they will side with him, and they will abandon this. So unless one of you want to take on Vladimir in one-on-one combat and end up with the same result.
And you don't think there's any way of convincing him?
But no, there's no way of convincing him at this point.
For 500 years, he let his rage and hatred burn and boil. He is lost into his nepotism and into the darkness.
Yeah, he's way too petty to be reasoned with.
There might be something.
No.
Since we're bringing Irene with us, though, what could be more, like, torturous?
There are some situations you cannot simply talk out of, Mr. Moore.
But what could be more torturous for Strahd if the one he loves is the one that kills him?
Killing her.
Yeah, that too. But
Ismark looks at you more and goes,
Yeah.
I'm not putting Irene near that person.
No.
No, not Vladimir. Strahd, but yeah.
Let's just let Vladimir sulk and
Yeah, that's the idea, but I'm just worried he might show up is I guess my worry, my concern. And I'm trying to think of a way to avoid that.
Well, then let's hope he shows up when it's too late.
Yeah. Because if we lose the knights, we lose the well-trained soldiers that we desperately need for this fight. Because yeah, without the 20 knights, it's going to be a heck of a lot harder to storm the castle and deal with the undead.
Reynold was just as fairly pessimistic about this whole siege even working. So as far as Vlad is concerned, he might just think, they're all gonna die, and Strahd's just gonna be miserable, and the knights will just come back and be like, hey, boss, that didn't work.
You jest, but you're pretty on the mark.
All right.
So as far as Vlad is concerned, he's probably not going to worry and be an issue.
Is there anything else you wish to tell us about your trip to the Amber Temple?
Oh, yes. The god, the mist is a god, an ancient god. He doesn't serve Strahd at all. He serves his own needs. Strahd.
You notice a number of heads swivel around to look out the windows at the large mist that billows up around the mountains.
Yeah.
What was the name of it again?
You guys never got a name for it.
Oh,
I
I
don't
thought
think.
we did get we kept hearing all the names of all the other sarcophaguses and whatnot. So
Yeah, I think he told
I think it was mentioned maybe.
Yeah, I think the guy told us what it was. I forget. I didn't write it down. I don't think.
I'll need to go back and listen to the last stream, then to get it back again myself.
Fair enough.
Wasn't that the one that sounded like Xanathar? But was it?
Maybe.
That was the caretaker.
Yeah, that was the caretaker. He was telling us all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, caretaker was the one that was telling us all the names of the sarcophagus. That's why I thought he told us that one, because we asked. The one that was broken. Because we thought it was going to be Xanathar, but then it was like, oh no, it was actually the Mist God. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah. Back to story. Yeah. So the Mist was freed from the Amber Temple by Strahd himself.
Well, that's disturbing.
Yes.
But there's not much that we can do about that.
Is there not? I don't know, because I know you guys served at the temple for a time. How do you fight off an ancient god, or at least banish him back to the sarcophagus?
Perhaps, Van Richten speaks up, you're going to need a creature of equal power. Only one of which exists within the valley.
Who's that?
A dragon.
Where's the dragon?
He's been dead for about 500 years.
Oh.
And you burned the books that bring dragons back, darn it.
We would not want to bring him back via those methods.
Okay, yeah, that was me joking, but yeah. How would you bring back a dragon then?
Not necessarily the dragon, but his spirit. If we can help the dragon come to rest with the rest of his body, from what I understand, the knights have lost the head to the castle. Perhaps that will be able to be strong enough to banish the mist.
All right, so we need the skull from the castle.
Yes, I've seen it. I know where it is, but getting it before we attack the castle would be difficult.
We'll handle Strahd first, then.
Yeah, Strahd first, and then probably the minions that will probably want to take his place after the power vacuum, if we succeed, I should also add. Because I assume there will be people who want to take his place, whether it be Rahadin, who wants revenge for his master's death, the witches, the Vistani, that's why it's important to make sure that Ismark also survives, or because, yeah, if there's a power vacuum, Ravenloft could potentially turn into another battleground.
Ismark, or at least Irene.
Depend if Irene would want to be queen.
Ravenloft. Barovia will have many battles after this one. But at least this one marks the end of this reign of terror.
Who says that?
Ismark says that.
Ismark, okay.
After this conversation, the tactic meeting goes on to about food supplies, the needs for what weapons and stuff are being made for the people to use.
Does Irene come back to tell us her decision at all during that time?
No, she does not. But the meeting is interrupted by one of the guards who walk into the room and says, the wild naked women are outside the tent demanding to talk to Esmeralda. Esmeralda goes, it sounds like the werewolves are here. Bring her in. And eventually, walking into the room is this dirty, messy shag of hair and completely naked woman. She walks in unabashed, unfrightened, looking at each and every one of you with these bright, glowing yellow eyes.
Welcome. You are the ambassador from the werewolves?
I am Zel Ikri.
The wife of the Alpha Emil, yes?
Yes. Have you seen my husband?
I have.
Is he well?
Last I knew, yes.
Good. She turns to look at you. Esmeralda, you came and talked to me. These are who I make my demands for. Esmeralda gives a nod. She turns to look at them, at the council, and goes, my demands are simple. First demand is that I want the return of my mate, Emil. He will be held in the catacombs of Ravenloft. Second, Emil, is that I want you to kill Kyrell. He is the current leader of the wolves. So long as he exists, there will be a fracture within the wolves. The pack will not fight for you at full force if you do not kill him.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we can meet these demands. We'll probably free your husband during the siege.
No, I think we should probably do it before. We should
Before
anything. We should like any big preparations like dealing with the witches or dealing with dealing with werewolves. We need to have everyone ready it's like right when we start.
If you're going into Strahd's castle once is tricky enough. If we try and go in there a second time, our plan to get inside the castle might not work at that point. If they discover we were able to infiltrate it the first time, that's why I was.
Yeah, so we take care of everything before we even set foot in Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah,
Emil is in Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I said we'll free him half during the siege.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were talking about killing the other dude during the siege. I'm like, that would be no.
Oh no! We could kill him before this, before we go to Castle Ravenloft. But freeing his husband, that's what I was referring to, as freeing him during the siege.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're good. Does she concede with that?
She thinks it over and goes, I wish to be a part of the party that goes into the castle to save him then.
Agreed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. My third and final demand. Every year the wolves want the sacrifice of one child from each village to make sure our pack continues to grow strong.
Oh, okay, so converting to werewolves. Okay, I thought it was like murdering for a second. Never mind.
And this will ensure peace between werewolves and the humans that live here?
Ismark, that didn't upset the people as much as you thought that would. Ismark goes almost monthly. Children go missing to the wolves. How many of our children are being held by you now? Let's see here. I don't have a number ready, so 7. Three of which have yet to be converted. How does the conversion work now? Ismark asked. First, we have the children fight in a game of death. The strongest gets to be turned into a wolf.
Could you make it not a game of death? And the children that don't get converted just get returned if you decide not to use them?
Emil was considered a traitor by Krell because he wanted to get rid of these death competitions. Instead, turning all the children we captured into wolves. Krell believed that would make the pack weak in the long run.
I I agree with your husband.
Well, I mean, sure, you'd have fewer strong werewolves, but at the same time, what's wrong with several hundred? Just
Yeah.
having several hundred of them, just strength in numbers.
Food.
True.
There's only so much game to hunt in the valley.
That is
With at
very
least one kid dead every game, that provides food for the pack. A child's body can last for a
With
good
the
meal.
mist gone, your hunting grounds would expand.
Are we really considering just letting a pack of werewolves out into the rest of the world?
As long as I guess maybe like make a deal so that way they don't.
Like
only,
if they're just getting kids from here and everyone agrees
Yeah.
with that,
like they
none of the
don't.
kids are dying.
Yeah, no kids are dying, and
They
then
just get cool superpowers. It'll be fine.
and then
Yeah, they just turn into mindless murder monsters.
Only
well,
once a month.
It's true, only once a month, and plus make a deal so that way they don't hurt any other humans outside of Barovia or anywhere else. Like only hunt animals and whatnot. Don't kill people.
Which would also negate the need for stronger wolves if you are not at war with other species, simply hunting game. Your strength doesn't need to be as pronounced, shall we say.
I agree with these statements. However, the taste of child flesh is very delicate and sweet. It will be hard for us to convince others of the pack to agree to this.
How many others?
There are 40 of us.
How many would descend against that on your 40?
The pack is split about 20-20.
And then would killing Krell even the scales a bit more?
It will get rid of their figurehead. He has no second.
All right.
And
Some
then-
of them will have to be eliminated, but the others will fade into the other group.
I'm sure you can settle your own internal affairs once Krell is dead.
Correct.
All right. How would
Esmeralda brings up the point. So how do you expect us to kill him? None of us here are werewolves, and we only have so much silver to go around. That's not for me to decide. That is you.
I'm sure we'll think of something. I mean, does look, I might be down. Would this harm a werewolf at all, you think? Are you considered unholy?
It's not a very polite question.
I don't know.
Our goddess would keep us protected from your god's power.
That's a So even the Sword of Light maybe would probably not do as much.
Van Richten will walk up behind you and goes, the werewolves worship a pagan deity known as the Night Mother.
But is pagan considered unholy? I don't.
No.
Just
All right,
differently holy.
just differently. All right, that makes sense. But I'm sure.
Really adjacent.
Yes, but either way, I'm sure we'll think of something. As I look at the dynamite, like I'm sure
That
we'll
would do it.
if we have to do it, I'm sure blowing them up will do it. But
Can I roll an occult roll?
Yeah,
Sure.
Wait, please tell me that is. Come on. 33 out of 34. Yes.
Oh.
For other ways to take out werewolves.
So you do need silver,
Mm-hmm.
or you need to be a werewolf yourself.
Nothing like
You're one of those monsters.
nothing like a wolfsbane or anything that would deter them.
Wolfsbane, yeah, actually, yes, I forgot about Wolfsbane. That's my bad. Wolfsbane will essentially make them sick. They don't like it. They don't like the smell of it. And speaking of which, you see her kind of constantly looking at Barrington, just snarling at him.
Does Barrington have wolfsbane?
Yeah, Barrington has Wolfsbane. He put it into his coat.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was the thing you did, Barrington. You remember that?
That was a while back. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's when Strahd was chasing you. That's what saved you from his wolves.
Wow.
I'm gonna step. I'm gonna make her ease and kind of step further back so she's not having to smell it or anything. I'm like, sorry, that's me. Sorry.
Okay.
She spits. Just
Would Wolfsbane be able to kill a werewolf if given enough dosage?
it had to be a pretty large dose. Otherwise, it's basically just giving them food poisoning.
Honestly, what I was kind of thinking was, like, I was like, I don't know. I guess I put myself in this position or whatever, but give me some like silver knucks, a crap ton of Wolfsbane, and just challenge him to a one-on-one fight.
He would agree to it. He is always wanting to show off his skills and power.
And with the Wolfsbane, he might feel a little nauseous and not at peak fighting capacity, giving me a further edge.
Very well.
And the silver knuckles will definitely kill him.
As long as we can procure some.
Yeah.
Also, let's find more of that Wolfsbane, like a
Yeah.
lot.
Where did you find it, Barrington?
Where did I find that?
You found
was out in the middle of the woods.
That log that we were hiding under.
All right. Yeah, I was like well off in the woods. One of the ravens managed to show me it, and I took some.
Perhaps
I'll
a raven. Sorry.
I'll definitely need a lot more.
Yeah, I was like, maybe a raven could show us again where some of those are at. If that was what happened the first time.
Actually,
Unless Alexi, you want to come
I'll pull it out of the pocket so everybody can see what it looks like.
All right.
Unless-
Van reaches up onto one of these shelves that are in his little tower here and opens up a small jar filled with them as well. He goes, this probably will not be enough for what you're looking for.
all right. Yeah. So I think we can find some more, hopefully, with the Ravens' help, unless, Alexi, you want to become a werewolf.
I don't intend on becoming a werewolf.
She looks you up and down, Lexi, and goes, that is a shame. You would make a strong wolf.
I mean, I could very well easily end up one if he bites me during the fight anyway, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that shit. Yeah, all right.
Well, being proactive about it might give you a better chance at survival.
Esmeralda will speak up and go, I was bitten by a werewolf once. It's not that bad.
I look at her, the metal leg. I assume that's where she got bitten by the werewolf.
She gives a nod.
Yep.
I work in a factory. I don't think like I prefer not to lose a limb.
He gets Tourette's.
All right, but we know we can at least find more Wolfsbane. What about the silver knuckles, the brass knuckles silver knuckles that you were talking about? Is there any way we can find silver for him to use?
Turgoffrey goes, a number of our smiths are already melting down silver to be used in weapons.
All
right, so we can take care of some of our other business while those are getting made.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. Can you make him silver armor as well, or
the fight will be done naked?
Oh. Are you okay with that, Alex?
It's not my first time brawling half naked out in the middle of the night.
I'm not sure she meant half.
Well, I know,
Yeah,
but
she's standing
it's not
full
gonna make-
naked in
it's-
front of everybody here right now.
It's not going to be much of a difference.
They're more animal than person.
Yeah. Matthew's like, he's fought half naked in a brawl at night before? Okay, that's a story for another time.
Esmeralda just rolls her eyes and goes, "He met without a shirt. He probably still had pants on."
Yeah, but that's still there's still a story behind that. I'm not focused on him being half naked. I'm just like fighting at night alone. Like, when was this?
All right. So if you agree to it, Zaluki will walk up to the map, point to a area, and goes, "The wolf cave is there. Arrive and make your intentions, and I will prepare you for the fight."
Okay.
Oh, I guess later. But since you said they're making metal for weapons, I could show them some of my bullets that they can actually make. And since I'm using slugs, they might actually be able to forge some slugs so I can replenish some of my ammunition.
Some silver bullets would be a pretty good idea.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll make silver bullets, but definitely some. Yeah, whatever metal they have is better than nothing. I'll separate it from the actual my good ammunition, but yeah, definitely I'll inquire about that.
All right. You can definitely show it to different blacksmiths, and they'll go and examine your weapon.
But yeah, they just need to look at the bullet. They don't even need to do much with it. They just gotta remake it. Like, hey, you can just because I got the gun essentially that shoots. The hard part's done. I just need more bullets.
Do you know how to make gunpowder is the question.
Well, Esmeralda does. She had a bunch of dynamite.
She does. So yeah, you got everything available to you to make bullets.
Oh my god, yes.
Yay!
I don't know how about we probably can't make any more guns, but that way Gerard can have some more ammunition. Daisy, you can have more ammunition.
They don't have the skill or technology to make guns. They probably never even seen a musket before.
No. But I was more referring to getting more ammunition for at least Gerard and Daisy since they both have guns. Even though I don't know if they'll use them, but
Yeah, if I'm not worried about wasting ammunition.
It seems unlikely that they're going to be able to make a lot of bullets for you, so still need to be careful. They'll give you a quick replenish.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, that way I can just to replenish some of my supplies that are. I mean, I'm not terrible, but yeah, definitely keeping an eye on it.
All right. Okay, well, eventually the she-wolf leaves, having discussed her traditions, and it seems like everybody agrees to it. After she's left in a while, Ismark goes, "My first degree as king will be the complete extermination of their pack."
Whoa, Ismark, whoa. You just made a deal with them. Going back on a deal?
That's not that. That's not our business.
Not our business. Yeah, it's going to be
Ismark looks at you and goes, 3 children a year, hunting into all neighboring countries.
No, well, I thought we discussed that. Don't do that. Hunting animals, but not humans.
We'd still have to discuss it with the actual wolves that still want to hunt children and whatnot. So,
well, I thought it was implied that they were going to wipe them out regardless. Just kill them, but
just the more vocal ones.
Yeah. Teach a lesson, but regardless, I mean, Ismark, you gave her your word. You're a king now. You can't go back on your word. If you wanted to negotiate, that was your chance. You remember, you're setting the example for everyone else here, for your people. What kind of king are you going to be? What kind of man are you going to be now? Don't become like Strahd, who became a monster.
Yes, as I recall hearing, he started his reign by almost entirely wiping out the elves, didn't he?
That is true. We'll have that discussion at another time, though. Focus on the problem at hand. Otherwise, we have done everything we can here tonight. I officially put this meeting adjourned. And everybody starts to divide up to go look at their variety of different areas they need to work on.
So he's gone now?
Yeah.
Okay, I just kind of sigh. This is why I was trying to suggest Irene, not her brother, but
Yes, that's well, kind of why I was wanting either you or depending if Irene doesn't want to do it, because again, Irene is very pure, and again, like I said, her choice. This is all on her, and if she wants to be the bait, I think that is her choice to make. Plus, if she wants to be queen, that is her choice to make. But I would prefer she would go as far away from this place as possible, so she would not remain cursed to these lands, essentially. Who else is with us? Is it just us four, or did anyone else stay?
Van Richten and Esmeralda stayed.
Okay, we can trust them then with that plan.
I don't like the idea of her being bait, but as you said, it's her decision.
And Barrington, are you okay with being a lord? I'm sorry, I nominated you there, but I want to make sure you're okay with that.
I mean, I guess I am okay with that. I kind of look up at Van Richten and Esmeralda. Are you two okay with that?
Crow.
Otherwise,
Crow,
Yes.
did you not hear me?
no. I'm sorry, I missed you. What?
I look up at Van Richten and Esmeralda. Are you two okay with that?
They both go absolutely not. We will take care of Strahd first, but even if Ismark decrees against or for the wolves afterwards, we will hunt down the pack.
Oh no, we were talking about Barrington being a
I'm
lord.
talking about me as the Lord, being made Lord of.
Van Richten goes, I don't deal with politics more than I have to. They don't seem like they are particular in any sort of direction.
All right then.
That's a good sign. Definitely, as long as Barrington, as long as you don't do any grave robbing or start any cults, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah, I mean, we know Lexi did threaten the town that if they go awry again, we'll come back with.
Oh, God, that was all you, dude, not me.
He's like, don't make me a part of it.
Yeah, guilt by association.
Essentially, the only other two that were guilt by association are dead on top of a mountaintop. So,
Anything else your characters would like to discuss? Because it's about time we start wrapping up the game.
I'm good for right now.
probably just go with Esmeralda to help with the bullets and whatnot, and the gunpowder, so that way I get bullets, whether they be made of silver or not, and then if there's anything she wants to discuss with me or whatnot.
Barrington? Daisy?
Actually, he would want a one-on-one with Van Richten.
All right. Daisy?
No, Daisy's probably
All right.
just gonna.
Go about town, around the camp, helping out where you can.
Yeah.
All right. So, Barrington, let's do your one-on-one with Richten real quick.
Van Richten, can I have a word with you in private?
I suppose. He takes you to the elevator and takes you back up all the way to the top of the tower, to his small study.
I know you still have hatred for me for what I am.
You became honest about what you are. He opens up a small tobacco box, starts filling up a pipe.
There's one thing I don't know, Van Richten. I pride myself on what I do. Used to do, I guess. To the point where I tend to become the characters I portray. You're the first person I've ever run into who knew from the second he saw me what I was. How did you know?
And he just lights a match, holds it over the pipe, does a few puffs until he's got it lit. And he starts blowing little smoke rings up into the air. Well, you see, around many, many years ago, I ran into a fortune teller in Egypt. And she taught me all the methods of being able to read a person's mind. The ins and outs of our working being, what we think, what we act like, why we believe the things we do, the influences of what's inside and what can be around it. You were far easier than that. I'm 65 years old. I've seen a scam before. The way you sauntered in, smiled, looked at everybody, how you treated them. I knew at the moment you walked in through that door. Simply because I've seen you do it before.
He raises a brow that we've met.
No, we didn't meet. I've just seen the aftermath of what you've done.
He kind of looks apprehensive at that. Like, normally, why I left before I could see that. All those years I've been.
Someone always comes around afterwards now, don't they? You can run from your problems no longer, Barrington. You're in a perfect prison because you can't leave here.
And now, I won't. I'm going to take up this role, this mantle. And he kind of looks back knowing that it's just the two of them. To tell you the truth, I don't think this will work either. But that's fine. I kind of like this hell.
There's a lot of nobility in dying what you believe in. This army is doomed, Barrington. We're watching people with one final stand.
I just want, if nothing else, to let those leave. Daisy, Alexei, Matthew. I know what I've done. The horrors, the lives I've ruined. I belong here. This is my home. But to give those three hope of leaving, I'll be happy in the solace I know I've saved at least a few lives. They don't deserve this hell. I do.
Barrington gives a long drawl on his pipe. That's a big old center smoke ring, blowing three smaller ones inside. I used to have a son. One day I helped Vistani. One was injured. I nursed him back up to health. I was a doctor before all of this. The repayment, kidnap my son and sell him off to a local lord. Only afterwards I found that that lord was a vampire. I laid siege to the castle, a one-man army of fatherly love and hatred. I had to put my son down. They turned him. I ended up burning that whole place to the ground. Do you want to know what I did to the Vistani?
What?
I trained a tiger to hunt them down and to kill them.
So that was you that day.
I never made it to the camp. Halfway there, I met one person. So moved I was by her guilt of what her family had done. I took her in.
Esmeralda.
He nods. Chance encounter. If she had just gone a different direction, she would have lived, and I would have slayed every single one of those Vistani bastards. For what they took from me. Chance encounter, Barrington. You happened upon this place. You happened upon your friends. Are you sure you would still be the same man you would if you had not met them? And are you happier being this man than that man?
If it wasn't for this place and those people, I would still be the same criminal that you knew before. It wasn't for this place. It wasn't for those people. I'd be in the same place I was all that long ago. Cheating, lying, stealing, taking. I'm done taking. I'm done stealing. It's my turn to give. I want to give those three a chance. The chance I'd never got.
He
A
gives
chance
a
I
nod.
don't deserve.
He gives a nod, and I understand that completely. There is a good man in you after all, Barrington. He gives you a clap on the shoulder.
It just took hell to realize it.
He oftentimes takes hell to realize things that a wise man should have realized years before. Before they captured a tiger and started training it to eat people. He's going to reach into the desk and he's going to pull out a crucifix, 3 wooden stakes, and a ring of clove of garlics, and says, "This might help you survive so you can see them have that chance."
He'll take it and kind of put it in the various pockets of his jacket. And he'll put on the amulet, though. On the crucifix, I mean.
Right? With that, Van Richten's just going to leave you.
He's gonna look. He kind of just stays up there for a little bit, just looking at the dark horizon. Probably sees the castle raising off in the distance somewhere, and just eventually will make his way back down.
All right, more. You and Esmeralda are talking to one of the blacksmiths here in town, showing them how to make a bullet and how to make gunpowder.
Yes.
And afterwards, the blacksmith starts getting to work on building the casing he's going to need to create the shape.
Nice. For which ones? The pistol, shotgun, because the shotgun is using slugs, and then the rifle, the Winchester rifle.
The rifle and the shotgun.
The rifle and the shotgun? Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just mark that down for, I don't know, whenever you get that done. Just so that way I remember which ones
Alright.
to expect. Winchester and shotgun. Alright, is it being in silver or, regular?
They're going to try to make both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
At that point, Esmeralda kind of like pulls you off to the side more and goes, "We need to have a conversation."
Okay. What would you like to talk about?
I want to talk about what you think of me more and what you got from those letters.
From those letters. Well, you know where I was when you sent the first letter by chance, because, well, a pen letter I didn't know, but it's just, you, to put it simply, you helped me. I was lost in confusion, guilt, shame for living when others did not, feeling pride when others did not, and had nothing to share with. I felt lost, and when you sent me the first letter, I didn't tell you what I did or what happened. I just thought of a way to finally just talk to someone, because being in the army, being the only sole survivor of your regiment, no one talks to you at that point. You're just sort of alone. Sometimes they'll give you congratulations, sometimes they'll give you a wide berth, but it is what it is. But you were the first person to essentially talk to me, just by chance. A pen letter that the military just gave out, and yours was the one that I was given. And I didn't know it at first, but I fell in love. I didn't know what you looked like. I didn't know much about you till now, recently. But regardless, I did fall in love with you. Just being able to write these letters and talk. And when I told you what I've done, when I told you that I wasn't a hero, but I wasn't the villain either. I was the monster who killed the heroes and the villains. I didn't know how you would respond, but I told you that, and I also said that I would be your monster. And when you responded that you didn't want a monster, you wanted a man, I knew that I think I somehow, by chance or by a way of the medallion, by fate, God, or whatever, that I found the person I could spend the rest of my life with. And then later, you sent me the letter about needing guns, and without hesitation, I sold everything that I had. The small shack I had at Whitechapel, all the clothes, everything, to get you those guns and ammunition to help you here and now, and I don't regret it, because I'm here with you.
She's just going to stop you there and goes, more. I never meant to lead you on like this.
Oh.
My life is too dangerous to have this sort of relationship.
I understand, but I guess if you ever decide not to have this life anymore, to try to move on, know that I am here for you, and know that despite the dangerous life that you are having, I can live just as dangerously, if not more so, with that.
You've already served your country that way, more. Rest after this.
Not by choice. I joined the army to try and kill my father, because I know he was part of the army beforehand. I did that to try and murder him, not for sense of duty or honor. That came later, when I knew that I would never see his face again. I don't even remember what he looks like, to be honest.
That gives her a bit of a pause.
Or should I not tell you? Yeah, he got drunk one night and tied me to a table chair, and after I stopped him from being my mom, and he tied me to the table chair, and I couldn't do anything as I watched him kill her.
You mentioned it in the letters.
I didn't think it was you needed to know that, but there's some things that I just want to keep away from you, to hurt you or hurt anyone else. I guess that's just who I am. I don't want to hurt anyone in that way emotionally, but Because the contradiction is I have no problems with murdering or downright torturing enemies or people or monsters or demons. I just
Here in this place, there's more than enough monsters that deserve what they get more. Don't let it turn you into one either. Maybe I will retire from this one day, but it's not going to be after this.
I understand, and I guess I'll just know I'll still be waiting if you ever change your mind.
We'll see. And she'll turn away and walk off.
She walks off. I'm gonna clutch where my heart is and probably fall down and then just lie there for a little bit, just like ouch.
Poor Matthew.
That's when somebody walks up behind you more and puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Oh, that's too bad, isn't it?"
I'm sorry. Who are you, sir?
We met once before. The name's Dragoon. We met in the woods that one time, remember?
We did. I don't remember that at all. Remind me quickly, because I'm legit blanking.
He was one of the vampires that chased you in the woods.
I never got chased by vampires.
That wasn't him. That was Gerard and I.
No, okay. So retcon. Don't worry. I knew your friends Gerard and Daisy.
Uh-huh.
Totally
Yeah.
suspicious.
From where?
Details. Not important. He pulls out a red envelope and hands it to you and says, "Can you go ahead and read that to your friends? You, Daisy, Gerard, and Alexi. It's for you four."
From who?
I think you know.
From the Lord Strahd.
He smiles and he just starts to walk away.
I have a message for him too, by the way. Can you I have it somewhere. I'm pretending to look for a letter. Can you hold on?
No.
Terms.
He starts walking away faster. He knows exactly what he's up to.
Pull out the medallion as he's
Get back here and let me murder you.
Yep. I got a message for him too, medallion. So he walks away.
All right.
You approach Matthew at a time when he is just fucking pissed. Like before that vampire gets away, he is pulling out that medallion. Like, no, sir.
Let's see if he's able to get far enough away from you before you blast him with sunlight.
Yeah. Do I need to roll anything for that, or?
There's a dexterity, yeah.
Yeah, the regular dexterity, or do you want me to roll the hit, or?
No, just regular dexterity to see if you pull it out of the pocket before he can manage to lose himself in the crowd.
All right.
Oh shit!
36.
Yeah, you blast Dragoon into ash.
Oh, all right. I was barely successful too, but thank goodness.
So that's what, 4 now?
Matthews. Oh, did I need to roll sanity for that too, since I saw a vampire?
Oh yeah.
Roll sanity too. 25. Yep, I'm good. But all right. Yep, Matthew just in front. This is in the entire camp too. Just
Yeah, so people start freaking out when somebody just explodes into dust in the sunlight. Esmeralda probably hasn't gotten that far, so she comes running right back.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
She's looking down at the letter in your
Yep,
hand.
sorry about that. I just got a message from Strahd, and I sent one myself, and I put the medallion away, and I just walk away to the tower to deliver this message.
All right.
Feeling like got a little anger there. Some emotions.
All right. So the back of the envelope is sealed with wax, which is impressed with the symbol with Strahd's coat of arms, which is the little symbol up in the corner.
All right.
Do you guys read it? Or do you do something?
First, I'm going to show it to Van Richten to make sure it's not charmed or anything like that.
Van Richten is able to determine that it's not charmed.
It's not going to poison us or anything like that, or bind us to a contract.
He does open it by heating up a knife in a candle and popping the seal off that way.
Like, Strahd just sends us anthrax just to try to skip a step.
Never know. I mean, fair enough. I just murdered his own messenger.
All right. So, the letter reads as such. My friends, I know that it is I who brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle so that we can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be safe one. I await your arrival. Your host, Strahd von Zarovich.
Oh, now he wants to be civil. All right.
And that's where we're going to end the game tonight.
Will he be civil now that I just murdered Dragoon? I don't know. Probably. He probably don't care, but...
Yeah, he can make more.
And that's where we're going to end tonight. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, poor Matthew.
A lot of planning and talking and whatnot, and we still have more side quests to do.
I mean, that's part of the fun, though, is the tactics, the planning.
Yeah. Gather up your forces, building an army worthy of Mordor. All that jazz.
We are in a tower. It's not as tall as Isengard, but you know. We cut down more trees to make the Twig Army. Then we could say that line. We've got work to do.
We got work to do. We got work to do.
We can turn Daisy into freaking Sarum.
Excuse you.
Saruman, yes.
Right.
We got the Warg Riders. Because of the werewolves, we'll have the Warg Riders. Oh my goodness. We are making an army worthy of Mordor.
All right. And with that, I want to thank the wonderful, beautiful Cultic Crow for coming to watch us play. It's always fun to entertain you. Thank you to my players. I love that you guys are having fun with this.
Oh, totally.
We're coming to the end of it.
That's both like fun and sad at the same time.
I know. This has been a long running game. So, without any further ado, I'm Dr. Crow. I read a book once, and it's my goal to make you smile. Hope you guys had fun. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Later.
Later.